Good morning,
Oh, we're
everybody.
live.
We are
Huh?
live, huh? Oh
I
God.
was gonna keep going on with my rant.
Well, we can rant later. We have plenty of time for rants, but right now, right now, it is time to play some Dungeons and Dragons. We are Team X. We are an official franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated, operating with exclusive rights to the Chandlewood region, operating out of the town of Pinedale. I am Brian Wiggins, your dungeon master, and I shall try to herd these cats into something that's shaped vaguely like an adventure. We'll see. I have not been successful in 3 years. Maybe today will finally be the day. We'll see.
Just keep trying to win the lottery.
The
fate keeps telling you no.
You can't win if you don't play. But before we get into all of the various accoutrements that go along with this, we should introduce the players and the characters as we usually do. So we shall start, as we always do, to my left.
Oh, me.
It you.
Yes.
I was still looking at digital dice. Hmm. I'm me. No, I'm Clues, playing my Gem Weaver, Tinker Norm Extraordinaire. Let's see, what were we doing? Festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, I have not had nearly enough sugar. I hope that changes today.
I think it's going to.
I know.
I have feelings. But continuing along in a clockwise motion.
Hi,
Hi.
Viking. I am playing Sling General Trunk, and he has made some possible errors in judgment in front of people that he probably shouldn't have made said errors in judgment.
This is what happens when you're honest around strangers.
Yes, it is. There may be child endangerment involved. That's not good. Yeah. So there's that.
There is that. Continuing around the horn.
I am Blank Dirk. I am playing the temporary NPC, Brent. Is it
Smorsh
Washer or
Smorsh
Washer?
Smosh. I think we said
Smorshwasher?
Smorshwasher.
Yeah, Smorsh Washer. It's
Asshole.
no one likes him. But he's just doing his job.
Hate him. Fuck Trent.
Wow.
Wow.
My.
It's got dark real quick.
Yeah.
And last but by no means least.
Oh, I'm Roz, also known as Purple Monkey Robots, but today I'll be the tiefling bard known as Eno?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Stay classy, San Francisco. Yes, this is Team X and their corporate consultant. And so we have found the team in their vast wanderings in Waterdeep. They happen to be there in time for the Evertide festival, a confluence of meteorological events that causes an extraordinarily pronounced neap tide. Yes, spring tide. Neap tide. I forget the difference. I should know this. But anyway, a high tide that lasts for several days. And because it only happens once every 5 to 6 years or so, it turns into a giant festival, because why wouldn't it? And on day one of the festival, Team X did the research so they could author an article called Best of the Fest, where they sampled the various foods and drinks of that are presented at the festival, and we're able to write up a nice little article on that. And but while they were there in Waterdeep, they also found out that their franchise was under audit. There is an annual audit that would happen anyway, because you got to make sure all the forms are being filled out and things are being done correctly. But it was discovered that the franchise, while it was making AC Inc. money, the franchise itself wasn't doing so great. Now, that could be due to some creative bookkeeping. We call that
Or
Hollywood bookkeeping.
total lack of bookkeeping.
There's that too. We have some Hollywood bookkeeping type things, I'm sure, on the home office side, where I don't know where all your profits went and all.
Well, I mean, it was Hugon's job, and
and he got
he
distracted.
clearly wasn't doing it.
Hugon has apparently leapt into a war realm to hack and
Enjoy
slash and
retirement.
chipper shredder to his black little heart's delight. But the team on the second day, where they needed to go, originally it was just going to be a clothing shopping trip because there was some events that were going to be coming up. They ended up meeting Brent Smorshwasher, and we have a new stream boss.
Oh.
We have a new stream boss, Rush Darkside. Hang on. I gotta fix this now. Shoot. Give me a second. This threw me off. I don't have any macros set up for this. Crap. I need a Josh is what I need.
Well, yeah, you just completely threw me off.
I'm looking for them, and I can't find where I put all of my things. Oh, here we go. Give me 1 second here. So we have a new stream boss in Rush Dark Shadow. So that means that we have some dark inspiration that's going to be spent here. I got to use some of my charges here, of my all of my massive charges. But it does mean that everybody gets. It means that some of our folks. Here's Thunuk. Thunuk is the one that needs the charges here. It brings you up to your base amount of charges.
Hey.
So, anyway, so during the course of the previous day, the franchise learned that they are in the rears a little bit as far as profit margin, gross margin, contribution margin, things of that nature.
Didn't you figure out it was like 70,000 gold?
About approximately 70,000 gold when we worked out the different percentages. And so part of the metric was to generate as much publicity as possible to drive ticket and merch sales for what's going to be happening on this day of Evertide, which is the Sugar Smash, which is a charity brawl between the teams that are sponsored by competing sugar shops. Elminster's Magic Sweet Shop versus Sugar Rush Brothers. But during the course of your morning meeting, you do find out, you get the reports from the home office that your first day of promotional activities was actually very, very successful. That you were able to to meet and or exceed sales goals for luxury boxes, for ticket sales, for group sales, because that's the big one, right? You don't want the individual sales. You want group ticket sales. You beat expectations there. There's, of course, been the uptick of merchandise, because when you check out, as you're getting the ticket, there's always the suggested items, right? You know, because you have to get the pennant, and you have to get the shirt, and you have to get all the themed stuff. So it's actually, now you only owe 60,000 gold. So it went down a little bit. But you were able to make some headway that way. But you also learned who the competing team was going to be in this venture, and it's the Resplendent Travelers. They are the ones that are sponsored by. I think we said that the Team X was going to be sponsored by the Sugar Rush Brothers, which are dwarven twins who have dwarven themed sugar shop experiences where you can mine your own candy. The Resplendent Travelers are being sponsored by Elminster's Magic Sweet Shop. So you know that today is essentially day 2 of your audit testing, because if things don't go well, you do know that it is possible that your license could be up for review, and that Home Office might offer up an auction to see who could take over the Pinedale contract.
And also, you get to go to debtor prison.
Well, that's always in the realm of possibility. There's a broad spectrum of things, both good and not good, that can happen based on the performance of your franchise audit. You do know that today, though, for the Sugar Smash, that there are 2 metrics that are going to be looked at today, and by 2 I really mean just 1, which is ultimately revenue, because that's what Ack Inc. wants. If you're not making the money, what's the point? But I think they're also looking for some entertainment value. They want to know, are you a marketable franchise in terms of merchandise sales? Could you think of it like professional wrestling, right? It's not just, oh, they're a good wrestler in the ring. Can you sell the t-shirts and the action figure and all the other stuff where you can make all the additional money? It's the same thing with Team X. It's not just, can Team X win in today's Sugar Smash, but can they put on such a performance that could be a means of opening up other revenue generating opportunities in terms of merchandising, licensing, action figures. They can go the route like Star Wars did when they first came out. Hey, we got this pinball machine. Great. Slap Star Wars on it and sell it. And that's what they did.
I mean, I think the WWE comparison was very apt.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm remembering the 90s and early aughts explosion of WWE toys, and it's like every peripheral that they sold.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had the Rage in the Cage or whatever it was called, you had the ladder match, and it got pretty. They're like every wrestler came with 30 accessories. It's like, holy shit, are they really using all 30 of these things in every match?
They might be. But then you have the other spin-off that they license out to the McFarlane toys, right? Where they're all articulated, but it's like the horror version, right? And no, it's, but anyway, talk about that later. So there is, and in the reports as well, it is mentioned that off-track betting is something to consider as well. People that are doing the prospect bets, people that are doing this, that, the other thing. So there's a few different ways that this could generate revenue for the franchise, and as well for the franchise and for the home office, which ultimately is what you have to do, right? The home office needs to make their money. But that is where you are. So that you have a little bit of time. You have about an hour in the wee hours of the morning. I say wee, 7-ish. If that's really the wee hours of the morning, depending on who you are. You do know that you have about an hour before you need to report to the fairgrounds where the arena has been set up for this. It is at the arena where you will be able to outfit yourself in the appropriate weapons and armor for this particular charity event. You do know that during this event, all magic inside the arena will be rendered non-lethal. So, and it has a tendency to be candy themed. So whatever spells you might be casting will end up having a candy theme to them instead, to result in non-lethal reactions, I guess would be the best way to put it. But you have yourself about an hour at the inn prior to having to report in to do your report and start outfitting yourself before the Sugar Smash. What?
Bash, I think, right? No, Smash.
Smash.
Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush? No, wait a minute.
No, the Rush Brothers. That's their
Rush Brothers.
Yeah,
Sugar
so-
Rush Brothers.
It was
What is
Sugar
Sugar Rush again?
Smash because it's alliterative.
Yeah.
Sugar Bash Arena is where we're going.
Sugar. That's right. It's the Sugar Bash Arena.
Sugar Bash Arena.
That's
oh no,
right.
Sugar Rush is that new show on Netflix. Never mind. It is. I haven't watched it, but it looks.
Brent, whose hands are neatly folded, and his quill and paper are in attendance, approaches you in the morning, gives a very perfunctory joyless good morning to each of you. Well, you have roughly an hour before the sugar smash begins. Now, I was able to get confirmation that you were not allowed to kill the Springland travelers before the match, which is unfortunate. However, if bad things happened to the Resplendent Travelers and they were not able to perform well, that would just be fortunate. So, you have an hour, and then he leaves.
So that way he has plausible deniability.
So did he
What?
just... Dren, did
Yeah.
he just ask us to cheat?
He did. And no, we're not going to.
I don't like that.
Okay, Adam.
That doesn't seem very sporting.
For a charity event.
Well, like, it's okay. We're not going to listen to Lenny.
Okay.
No.
I thought his name was
Yeah.
And
Brent.
you see the red quote. Very well.
As he's leaving.
Noted.
Noted. Don't want to cheat. Should go on a good one. Doesn't go on a good one.
I do
Doesn't
have
want to win, is what he wrote. It's not cheat, it's win.
I do have a question. Are we supposed to eat the candy we're fighting with?
Maybe after we're done with it.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay. I mean, don't want to waste it.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Dren thinks she has a very distinct advantage in this because she can consume large quantities of sugar. So it's like if all of this is candy themed spells, she's just gonna eat her way to victory.
And die.
Yeah.
Even her gnomish physiology will become like, oh, it's too much, and then all over.
I'll just be in a state of
Although-
paralysis on the floor.
You do raise an interesting point. If everything is made of candy, the spells, the weapons, the armor,
Mm-hmm.
Thunuk could eat the competition out of their equipment.
Exactly.
Which
You,
would
you
be
see where
really funny.
my process
Yeah.
is going with this.
Or summon things that eat sugar.
My God, it's gonna be like Gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist, just chewing on everything.
Basically.
I just had kind of a freak out moment because there was a shadow that moved across Roz's screen, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's haunted!"
It's the paranormal.
There. Hold on. Let me
Come
write
on,
this
demons,
down.
it's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Please don't sneak up from me behind. That's not cool.
There is a haunted Zoom meeting movie out right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
know
Are
what you're
you
talking
kidding
about.
me?
It's pretty funny.
Is it spoof? Please tell me it's spoof, not serious.
No, they try to take themselves so seriously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving on. Let's eat our way to victory.
It's bad.
Is there like a
She says-
pre-gladiatorial candy combat meal that you would like to? So is this kind of? So I know that sometimes before athletic competitions, some people need to eat like a certain kind of meal. Some people like don't eat at all because of the nerves, or they just don't want to worry about getting cramps, or everyone has their own little superstitions or routines prior to competing in some way. Is this
I'm 100% eating morning coffee cake.
okay?
Thunuk is going to be eating something slightly hearty because he knows it's not a good idea to eat candy on an empty stomach. Just small things, just to put something in there.
Roots and tubers, just like
Yeah, like a
potato
hash brown plate.
A potato.
potato
Oh,
jerky.
okay.
Potato jerky.
That sounds awful. Why
But-
would you ruin a potato?
I'm
like
really
that?
trying to figure out how to dehydrate a potato to
know.
the point of making it jerky.
Like,
And I got confused for a minute.
it would just become like flakes.
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah,
just powdered
you'd have
potato?
Yeah,
Or maybe, I don't know, potato chip.
Is there such a thing as powdered potato?
there is such a thing. You can make instant mashed potatoes.
Oh,
out of-
yeah, duh.
Yeah.
It's like, I was thinking like,
Or
for some
Like
reason I was
potato
thinking
starch.
like powdered eggs. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Ugh.
wait a minute. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
yeah, no. I'm thinking of the mashed potato instant or literally potato starch. That's what it would be.
Hmm.
Hey, Thunuk, are any of those potato scouts still around?
I don't know. Uh, he's looking around to make sure Brent is gone and all of his writing utensils aren't hovering around us anymore. Um, maybe. Hold on. And he does
Okay.
the
That's the noise.
It's my favorite call of all time.
and he does it's yeah it's he does it a couple of times and he's like all right. I don't see anything. Is anything moving? I don't see anything moving. No, I don't think they're here.
Hmm.
They're from the rafters.
That's a shame. I was gonna place a bet.
One rappels down from the ceiling. Hi, upside down.
No, it doesn't repel. It skitters.
Ew.
Like down the wall, like face first.
Yeah. And Nino's just flipping a gold coin in his hand. I was gonna place a bet. I was gonna bet on us.
Yeah, what the hell? One kind of repels down from the upside down. They do like the Australian repel, like.
Spider with a
Just grabs the coin in midair.
Just, he
as
grabs
I
it
flip
and whoosh, and just.
What the
Is
fuck?
it even legal to bet on oneself?
Well, that's why I'm having them do it. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna give the money to charity anyway, Dren. It's fine.
No, give it.
And Red
donate it
Quill
into the
somewhere
potato
far
scout.
away. You hear Red Quill go. Charity.
Fuck you, Lenny.
Now,
So-
I'm gonna have to. I need to look at my spell list and start modifying these into candy flavored
But wait, if it's candy themed, it would be cherry tea.
cherry.
A
tea.
cherry
Horrible.
tea. The
Cherry
sugar
tea.
smash cherry tea brawl.
God.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, and I made it up.
I'm writing it down anyway. Cherry tea brawl.
It's too late. It's in the ether now.
It's
Oh, and then-
there. You can't
and then-
uncreate an idea.
And uncreate it.
And then Eno orders the same meal that he orders for hangovers. He orders eggs with hot sauce on it and a mug of ale.
There you go.
Hair of the dog. He
Makes
says, Maybe
sense.
this will help me eat more candy. I don't know.
So you get through your morning routine, and you just make your way straight down to the Sugar Bash Arena.
Yeah.
So as you, I'm trying to think, where in Waterdeep would that be? They probably actually built it outside of town, maybe. Because I don't think
I
there's a lot of
imagine.
room in. There's probably not a lot of room in Waterdeep for an actual fairgrounds.
Isn't there like an actual arena in Waterdeep?
Yes, there is.
There is.
Why would
I don't know where it is.
Well,
nor
then
do I
that's where it
remember
is.
What it's called, but that's where they do their contests and things like that. Actually, isn't it the Field of Triumph?
Maybe.
I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe.
That's what the Forgotten Realms fandom wiki says. It's the Field of Triumph.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Field
I
of Triumph.
see the Field of Triumph. It's a large outdoor stadium located in the seaward of Waterdeep. So
Okay.
it's kind of towards the coast.
Well, there we go. That's where it would be. And it's been rebranded for this with all the bunting and everything for the annual Sugar Smash Cherry Tea Brawl. And
I
and
love that it's at the end of the street of the Singing Dolphin.
that's kind of a nice thing. And it's been completely rebranded, and it's like a typical outdoor arena coliseum type situation with raised bleachers all the way around. There's like a stone foundation underneath, and while there are some people already out there, doing the early morning tailgating thing, tailgating off of a cart, I guess would be probably the
Cart
appropriate-
gating.
Yeah, cart gating. They're out there already starting their thing because they haven't opened up to general. They haven't opened up the gates for a general admittance yet. You do see that there is a sign that says competitors entrance, and it's an arched gated door that has a ramp leading down under the actual arena itself. So that way you'd be able to get to your preparatory area. and the guards let you in. You know, they see who you are and wave you through, and you work your way down. Ceilings are high enough, Thunuk, that you don't have to duck. You know, it's a nice
Fancy.
Well, you got to figure. I mean, Waterdeep is a place where everybody comes, so they had to build certain things, knowing that hey, there are folks that are taller that need to move around, and so you know they have to. Some of the more general, publicly accessible facilities tend to have more accessibility than just some of the more specifically built ones. But you walk down this dank tunnel. It gets a little bit cooler, a little bit mustier as you go down. Lamps, torches lighting the way, and one of the guards is leading the way down there for you. And he points you over to a room on the right, and he says, "This will be your room." Where you can prepare, you can get all of your gear together. This will be your waiting area, and then once the time comes, there will be another guard who will come and let you out through the other entrance, and you'll be able to go up into the arena. You'll receive your briefings and everything in this room, and you'll be able to, if you have any requests, just shout out the door. We can have a guard come and get anything you might need within reason. We just ask that the competitors please stay in this room. We want to keep the teams separate prior to the actual event, so we can preserve as much of the tension as possible. Give everyone a better show.
But it's a food fight.
Well, it's more of a fight with food.
You know,
Non-lethal does not mean non-painful.
candy isn't just food, Thunna. Candy is it's like a state of mind, right? Like you eat candy and you become bliss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How?
It's like a means to attain a different state of consciousness.
We getting deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're doing like rituals and stuff.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, yeah. If you eat the right amount of it, if you eat too much, it's just it doesn't it puts you past that state, and then you're just like, yeah, right. But if you eat just enough, there's like this dichotomy where you attain a state of sugary zen,
Is it
and
like
everything becomes clear.
Is it like when you're not hungry?
Yeah, kind of.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to this. Yes.
This is getting to be like some Jerry Garcia level stuff here. Just
So then Eno pushes he's like, do these things still work? And he's like, he pushes the button on his bracer. And he's like, testing. But instead, of course, he pushes the wrong button. And his armor appears, but it's got a candy coating on it.
It's all glazed.
Instead of the swords that he usually has at his sides, he's got a licorice whip and a candy cane, a big candy cane club. And also, instead of his lute, he's got a candy whistle around his neck.
Yeah, the armor does look like it's made. If you've ever seen when they do this thing with sugar where they make it like it's all smooth and shiny and almost translucent. It's like really fancy pastry chefs do this, where they basically are able to melt the sugar down into like different shapes, like really specific shapes, and they're able to like build things out of it. That's kind of what the armor just looks like, this thick resin of sugar, basically.
Yeah, he lifts up the candy whistle and he's like, and he's like, but then he like touches it, and it's like the stem of the thing, and he pulls it out, and he goes. And then he plays like a little thing, is it? And this gummy mage hand appears in front of him. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" I'm like, all right, let's do this.
So you go into your waiting room, and it's much more well lit. The walls appear to be more finished in here. This was obviously meant to be a place where you could wait in some degree of comfort in an underground area. But you see that there is an option, if you so desire, along the walls of various weaponry. But the weaponry, as we've said before, is all candy themed. So if you decided you wanted to trade some of your things out, you could potentially trade some of your more mundane weapons out for a candy themed one, should that be something you desire to do.
I'd like to think that instead of trading it out, because my only like actual weapon that I normally carry with me is my staff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think that the night before, I rolled like it in sticky glucose, and then it's just like covered in either powder or sprinkles.
I like the idea of it just being absolutely covered head to toe. It's almost like a pretzel rod that's been rolled in, like a pretzel rod. You know when you roll a pretzel rod in chocolate and then it's got nothing but sprinkles all over it? It just encrusted.
Pretty much.
Jimmy's.
And then I kind of did like an illusion on Rozzy where he looks like he's made out of like melted Jolly Ranchers or something.
Oh, does Buck look like a big bowl of candy?
No, he needs to be a giant. He needs to be a jawbreaker.
Or is he?
Big old jawbreaker.
I think he would look. I think that Buck would look more like a giant one of those globe candy machines that's filled with jawbreakers. Where you put the quarter in, you turn it.
Machine.
A gumball machine. Yeah, he looks like an enormous.
Yeah. Okay.
Just an enormous floating gumball machine.
He looks like Tom Servo.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Where you put a copper in and you get a gumball. But it's like a big old jawbreaker gumball. Like for like
the quarter machines.
Yeah, yeah. So like for like Thunuk, it's probably like it would be like a normally proportion sized gumball. For Eno, it would be a jawbreaker. For Dren, this thing would be like
it's like putting a boulder in your mouth.
Yeah, just a large.
She's not that tiny. Come on.
But come on, like if Dren's only like 3.5 feet high, and a jawbreaker is going to be like enormous, this would be like almost half the size of her face.
It's like an ostrich egg.
Yeah. Buck does seem a little confused, as much as Buck can ever seem confused. You know, this is whatever this is.
Thunuk also sees what happens with Eno's like, ooh, that's neat, and he hits his button to see what happens. And when his armor shows up, it's basically like patchworked. Like have you ever made a gingerbread house and it broke on you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a patchwork
every time
gingerbread house armor. And his stick that he's carrying that they usually hides with the armor is now just a massive cinnamon stick. He's just like, this isn't candy. How do you eat a massive cinnamon stick?
Like a cinnamon stick or like a churro?
Oh, I like churro better. Let's go with churro.
A really hardened churro. It's been left out all night.
Fossilized churro.
It's like week-old churro.
Like, oh, ooh.
He looks at it like...
It's like a railway spike.
Don't eat it yet.
Don't just lick it. Just lick it.
Yeah.
Licks it.
Don't lick it too much. You have to do work with that. Once you're finished doing your work, then you can.
Sniffs a little bit.
I would recommend shaving a little bit off on some toast with maybe some butter on it. That would probably taste pretty good.
Try that.
Yeah.
Brent, resplendent in his festival day outfit, appears.
And I imagine it's like overly poofy.
It does have some poofiness.
Like in the it's
And
very
there's,
like Henry VIII, you know, that
cascades of lace.
pantaloons.
Yeah.
God, I hate this so much more.
He seems to. He wears it well. Like, it looks good. But he comes in and goes, well, you all look appropriately ridiculous. And I am. There's a very long pause as he's trying to, like, say something. Pleased with our chances. That is as good as I can manage a compliment.
I was gonna say, thanks.
Hey, thanks, Brent, for the well wishes. It means a lot, and you look great.
Thank you.
You look
Is it-
ridiculous, but
Is it also candy like ours?
It's
Clothes
not
are?
candy.
No. It's disappointing.
It's
Have you
disappointing.
tried eating it? To see? Just like, I mean,
Yeah, just lick your sleeve.
Be quiet.
Maybe it's. Hmm.
my stick turned into a different kind of candy stick. You want to try it?
It's a different stick.
No.
Wow, you must be a lot of fun at parties, Brent.
My kind of parties, yes.
Okay.
It's a terrifying party.
I do not need to remind you again that you are deeply the red with the company. So,
What a downer, man. Ugh. Listen, how's the action going? Like, are people betting?
well, they will, and they will probably bet heavily. I'm trying to decide if the correct method of attaining vast wealth is to falsely fight poorly, such that people will bet against you, and then you will win, or to just annihilate them, achieve victory in that way.
Let's not kill people.
No, apparently that's not allowed.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Rules.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Doing your best during contest doesn't seem very sporting.
It's not about being sporting, it's about money. It's about winning. It's about making sure that you start climbing out of the red.
Yeah, Thunuk, what you'll find is that once money comes into something, it really no longer becomes fun. And
Fun?
it just sort of, you put money next to something that's fun, and it sucks it right out. It
You
just-
work for Omen Dran.
Who's
There's
Omen
no
Dran?
fun involved. He's the owner and CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated.
Well, I've never met him.
No, you haven't. He wouldn't want to. It's not a thing that he does. Dren happens to know him, much to his own chagrin. But profit is always king with Omen. It always has been, and it always will be. It's never about fun. It's never about charity. It's about what you make with the Acquisitions Incorporated. So anything that you can do to heighten the tension, increase the ferocity of betting, whatever you can do to sell merchandise or box seats, whatever you can do to put on a good show, you are contractually obligated to do so.
That's my secret, Brent. I always put on a good show.
I suspect that you will. In your abilities, I have no doubt.
Aw, that actually is a nice compliment.
But it's more of a matter of fact.
Thanks, Brent. You're a shining beacon of positivity right now, and I really appreciate that.
Very well.
On that note, um, and the door. So you came in through the one door that was the main ramp down under the Coliseum, and then there is another egress in your room, which ostensibly leads out to the actual arena floor. And that door opens, and an official-looking woman comes in. Um, Official in that it looks like she's wearing like it's business casual, I guess, in whatever that goes for in Waterdeep. If you've ever been to like, so like when I've been to competitions in the past, like the officials are like usually wearing khakis and like some kind of polo shirt that has like the logo of the organization on there. It's like really, real cash, but you know that they're like, oh, they're like one of the officials, and this is whatever the Waterdavian equivalent of that look is. I don't know exactly what that would be. It's not formal attire. It's not, hey, I'm palling around town attire. It's somewhere in between. She does have the lanyard with the credentials hanging from it, because you have to know. If you don't have a lanyard, and she comes in and all smiles and, hi everybody, thank you so much for being a part of this year's Sugar Smash. I'm really happy that you guys are able to be a part of this, and we're really looking forward to raising a lot of money for some good charitable efforts this year. So thank you so much. My name's Tina, and I'm here to tell you about this year's Sugar Smash, how it's going to work, and so that way you guys will all be prepared for when you all head up topside to take care of this. So the wait every year. I don't know if y'all ever been to one of these before?
No.
It's
I'd
been a
like to think I
while.
went to one, but never participated.
Yeah, it's been a while, Tina, but I definitely have seen it.
Well, welcome back, Mr. Eno and Miss Dran. Welcome back, and nice to have y'all back here. And Mr. Thonuk, I am so pleased that we're able to introduce you to this fantastic event. We've been running it for probably about 25 years now, and it's started off as a rivalry between these two great sugar candy stores, and they decided to turn some of that animosity into some sunshine, and make it work. So as you know, or as you may not know, but if you've been here before, every year we change out the arena so that way it can be a little different and everyone can have a different experience. Because if it's just the same thing every year, it gets all tiresome and no one wants to see that. So this year we've made some changes to the arena, but as always, in addition to there being the gladiatorial combat element, there's also the element of of who can get to the golden cacao bean first, to really determine who's going to be able to who's going to win the Sugar Smash this year. Now, obviously, it's you who are being representing the Sugar Brush Brothers, and we have the other team, the Resplendent Travelers, I think they're called, and they're going to be representing Elminster's Magic Sweet Shop. And so the goal is, overall, whoever can get the golden cacao bean and return it back to their home base, to their home starting point, first. Whoever does that will win. Or you can try to knock out the entire team, and that happens from time to time too. Well, it being if you knock out the other team, you'll just obviously be able to grab the bean and take it back with you. So now, the golden cacao bean is at the top of Mount Etna. And if you get up to the top there, you'll see it's a little tiny little thing, beautiful though, and you'll be able to grab that, and you want to bring that back there. As we've mentioned before, I'm sure if you've read any of the literature before coming in today, all damage has been rendered non-lethal in this. It does not mean that you will not feel if you get hit by something, but you will not be take on any kind of permanent damage or anything. You don't have to worry about losing life or limb. And all magic has also been rendered non-lethal. So, if you happen to be involved in some of those little more icky spells that might, cause someone to be not alive anymore, that would not be a result within the confines of the arena. All weaponry must be confined to anything that is sugar or candy based or could be related to that family. You're not allowed to use any kind of any kind of like metal or anything like that in your weapons. To we don't want anyone to get hurt or nothing like that. And it takes away from the theme of the event. Did you all have any questions for me about how today's going to work? Yeah,
I have
Mr. Thodic, you don't have to raise your hand. You can just go ahead and ask.
Is the cacao bean edible?
Well, I mean, yes, but you probably shouldn't.
Okay.
It's also very, very expensive. Yes, another question.
Uh, uh, we have to use candy weapons, but can we have, uh, pets help us? Friends help us? Animals?
I don't see why not. As long as the friends, just as long as you know the friends will be non-lethal as well.
Do they have to be candy?
No, the friends do not have to be candy. No.
Okay. Good, good.
But I will tell you that sometimes, because of the magics they've got worked around in this place, spells take on a little bit of a. Things could take on a little bit of a funny twist sometimes. It's just some of the nature of the magics worked within here. Do y'all have any other questions for me? Mr. Eno looks like he's good to go. Mr. N looks like she's good to go. All right, then. Well, we're going to be getting started in about 15 minutes, so if there's any other preparations that you need to make, you should go ahead and do that. If there's any, you can see we have a wide variety of melee weapons here for you, of the candy variety. So if you want to bring a few things in extra with you, that's perfectly fine as well. And we'll be getting started in about 15 minutes. One of the guards will come down, walk you back up out on the ramp there out to the arena floor. You'll hear a giant. You're going to be set up in your starting area, and you're going to hear a big long horn blast. And that tells you that it's time to start. Then you're allowed to leave your little starting area, and you can make your way out to Mount Etna, and you can try to get to the golden cacao bean. And best of luck to you. I mean, we're all going to be winners in the end here, because obviously this is for charity, But I hope you guys do a really good job out there.
Hey, Tina. I do have a question. Which charities are involved here? Where's the money going?
Well, we actually split it between the two sugar shops, so that way they can go to their own patron charities. The Sugar Rush Brothers are donating to a Water Davian orphanage. So that way, kids like candy, right? So they're going to be donating to that. And Elminster's Magic Sweet Shop is going to be donating to a wildlife preservation fund.
Okay, thanks.
All right, well, I'll see y'all on the other side. Y'all do good out there. Best of luck. Have fun. And I'll see y'all later. Then she turns and walks back out the room. And you have about 15 minutes before it's
so
time.
if we win, it helps the kids, but if we lose, it helps the puppies. I'm really torn, guys.
Well, I think she meant that it's more like all of the money gets divided no matter what, no matter who wins. It's not like, this charity wins versus that charity wins. Yeah, I don't want to make you choose between orphans and puppies.
A voice has suddenly corrected my...
Yeah.
Always choose.
I'm not that awful of a person to make you choose between orphans and puppies, and the answer is puppies.
Okay, so I don't see that then. Then we're having... So if I go over the table of instruments of accoutrement,
yes.
What kind of ranged situation do we have? Like what kind of ranged weaponry?
Well, there are some bows where what would the bow be made out of? Because it wouldn't be made out of wood. It would be made out of... I don't know what it would be made out of. Some kind of like flexible pretzel, maybe, like a soft pretzel, very stiff though. And the bowstring itself is actually red vine. You see the arrows look like they're pretzel rods tipped with. Some of them look like they're tipped with like it looks like a gummy arrowhead. Some of them look like more like a spun, like not a spun sugar, but a formed sugar type situation there.
Is there a bow that's like that's a candy cane? A candy cane
sure.
bow?
Why not?
Yeah.
Like a candy cane compound. A compound candy cane bow. Yes. Why not?
And then like the arrows are like sharpened candy canes or something. Or what would I guess the arrows would be probably sharpened candy canes. But they're blunted actually now. They're just candy canes. It's
Yeah.
not lethal. So
Yeah.
yeah. They have like little
Marshmallows.
they have those marshmallows, exactly. They have marshmallow tips.
Yeah.
So yeah, he grabs a quiver of the marshmallow tipped candy cane arrows and the candy cane bow as
Mhm.
well.
I like it.
I think I'm ready.
Thunna grabs a shield. Like a graham cracker shield or something like that. Or s'more shield
Would it be?
or something like that.
What would it be? Yeah, I think graham cracker. It would be really thick graham cracker. Or would it be more like? No, the shield is fruitcake.
Shield is
Oh,
fruitcake.
yeah.
The shield
Yeah,
is fruitcake.
fruitcake,
Absolutely, the shield is fruitcake.
That thing's impervious.
As he picks it up, he's like, "Yeah, that's real." Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to find a fruitcake shield.
He carries the fruitcake shield.
With pride.
And as a force of habit, he shillelaghs the churro stick.
Just so it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Just so it's good to go.
And
Now, so when
he
it's
does-
shillelagh'd, though, because it's dripping with magic, it now has like, it almost looks like it's snowing powdered sugar off of it.
Yeah.
Magical powers have been activated. Drenmai, is there anything that you need to do?
I wanna say a word
Yes, absolutely.
about fruitcake. Fruitcake is delicious, and how dare you presume that it is inedible? Because you
Just
were wrong.
presuming it's inedible. It's just
it's
super
just-
dense.
It's just this particular fruit cake.
It's old
It's-
fruitcake.
I
And
feel
fruitcake is
there
dense.
there was a fruitcake condescension happening.
Well, we could have gone with ginger snap, but I think ginger snap is too brittle.
Yeah. I mean, it snaps.
Peanut brittle shield.
In the name.
Yeah, but that would be, again, brittle. It's in the name.
Well, you've never had my nana's peanut brittle.
That's
Shake the
impervious.
fucking roof with that.
That is impervious. You'll be
This
chewing on that
coming
for a week.
from the band that doesn't like snickerdoodles.
True.
So your
Yeah,
taste
peanut
buds
brittle
are
actually
off.
tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Snickerdoodle sucks.
No. I'm talking about more of the fruitcake thing.
Ah,
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah, your taste buds are off, so it's okay. We forgive.
Yeah,
you.
how would you know that fruit cake is delicious?
because in my lived experience, it's delicious, and how dare you?
taste the awfulness in it.
Hmm.
I just straight don't trust Dren because she maintains the snickerdoodles are.
Yeah.
And
How
like
is
you
that
turn,
possible? How can that even be real?
snickerdoodles are probably the best cookie.
Mhm.
Arguably.
Arguably, yes.
Arguably
I
the
don't
best
understand
cookie.
why. They
I'm not
are
on board with
good.
that.
I mean, that's not surprising coming from a fruitcake lover.
This is devolving into wow. This
Yeah.
This is turning into which side of your bread is buttered.
There's
They're
Team
both buttered.
Snickerdoodle. There's Team
What was
Fruitcake.
it? Was it the big Indians and the small Indians in Gulliver's Travels? You're like, I eat the egg from the fat end, and I eat the egg from the narrow end, and like, death, death to you,
We
sir.
should table talk this. We
Yeah.
should table talk this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Drenmai, is there any other preparation you would like to make before heading out into the arena?
I'm trying to think of what my shield would be.
That's right, because you do have the Minla Carapace that you converted into a shield.
I'm trying to come up with like an amalgamation of warheads or something.
So, like the atomic little warhead candies.
Yeah, and it'd
But-
just be like cut in half or something, but like giant size. Well, giant for Dren.
Mm-hmm.
Like a honeycomb
Yeah.
or something.
I could see that, like a big lemon drop situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's probably like it's probably just like this shiny looking candy.
with like that weird frosted sour powder stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
better. I don't want Rozzy to be made out of Jolly Ranchers. I want him to be made out of candy corn.
That way nobody
Like-
will eat him.
No.
I don't want anyone to eat my precious boy.
So he's made entirely out of candy corn?
It's probably an illusion because I don't think I can actually make him out of candy
No,
corn.
no, no, no. But
So,
yeah, I'm saying whatever the magic's here. Is he just like? Was it like the candy corn was poured into this mold that was Rozzy shaped,
No,
or
no,
is it
no,
like
it's
individual candy
all-
canes?
It's all little
Or kid-
like because he's got the metal wings, so
Mhm.
it's almost looks like feathers. So it's all.
So it's all segmented.
His mouth is like 2 little candy corn pieces.
Oh god. So we have Crow and Tom Servo going on here. Okay.
My poor boy.
All right. So we have all this stuff together. A guard comes down, opens up the gate, the gate for you to go up to the arena, leads you up, and as you head up the ramp, you could start hearing the crowd noises growing and growing and growing, and there's someone speaking with some kind of, you're assuming, prestidigitation spell. Their voice is amplified as they're like arena, it's the normal like arena announcements. And now entering the arena, it is Acquisitions Incorporated Team X. And then you have, and you hear the crowd going, and you hear half the crowd is like booing, and the other crowd is like chanting. I don't know what the chant would be for Team X, but there is probably a chant for, there's probably a chant somewhere.
X, but then it sounds like they're saying sex.
Well, it works. It's kind of like at a Bruce Springsteen concert. Everybody cheers Bruce, and it sounds like he's being booed, but he is not being booed. So X, and as you can see the gate open in front of you, and the daylight is streaming in, and so it's almost blinding as you leave the darkened tunnel out into the arena, and it takes a second for your eyes to adjust. And as you look around, you can vaguely see the crowd. It's almost as if there's like an opaque illusion around the outside of the arena, because what you're seeing is, it looks like a landscape in front of you, where you're standing on top of like a plateau, a rise with a very steep grade that goes down into this valley, and in the middle, and you see there's a forest of some kind. You're not sure what it's made of. It looks like a forest, but you can see there's just something not quite right about it because it's been manufactured. And in the middle of this valley is a river made of chocolate. And you can see off in the distance, and it looks very illusory, like it's further off than it could possibly be for being outside of the arena, is a jagged mountain that has this waterfall coming down that looks like it's feeding this chocolate river. And across the other side, like diagonal to you, you can see a very similar plateau as yours, and there's a banner. You can see it. I mean, it's a bit of a ways away. So whatever magics are happening inside the arena is getting a little screwy with the distances that could be contained within the arena. It's very holodeck. Where holodecks, I can go miles in a holodeck, but the holodeck is only 50 feet by 50 feet. Yes, but I went miles. Very, very similar kind of illusion happening here. But you can see there's some banners, and there's some people standing at those banners. In the middle of this river, there is a volcano made, as best as you could tell, of fudge, climbing out of the middle of this river. And at the very top, at the very tippy top, like floating above the caldera, is like the tiniest little glimmer of light reflecting from the sun. And you think that might be where the golden cacao bean is. But here you find yourselves in the on this plateau. The Team X livery is draped around you, and the banners that are staked around. And it's a circle made up of these banners. That this is like your home base, your home area, the safe area. And you gather that this is where the golden cacao bean would need to be returned if that is the method of victory you choose to take. And the arena announcer says, "Welcome everyone to the annual Sugar Smash. Thank you all for being here. Who's ready to see some candy combat?" And then, the crowd goes wild. And Team Resplendent Travelers, are you ready? And you can vaguely see across the arena there, you see like a wave. And you hear their fans are cheering. I don't know what the Resplendent Travelers cheer would be, but there's cheering coming from over there, and there's the booing coming from the Team X side. And then on your Team Xenagog, are you ready?
I create sparks that go up in the air.
Like Roman candle going off.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the sugar catches on fire.
It's gone.
All
Hold on. The arena's done. It's melted.
And also now you have explosions.
Slag the
because,
arena.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, this was the flammable candy. Shoot.
I don't know if you've ever burnt sugar.
It doesn't smell good.
It's a harmless sensory effect, so it's not burning anything.
Actually,
Actually,
Well,
yeah, thank you.
it's a harmless sensory effect.
According to the roof, it's a harmless
raw.
sensory effect.
Rules
Raw
is written.
fan.
Your lisp
Raw.
needs more lisp.
According to the rule, it's a sensory effect that's harmless to everything
Wow.
around it.
God.
Reminds me of sorry.
That's the slobber I'm looking
That whole
for.
thing just reminded me of the old in joke we had at my family table when I was a kid, where it's like, is it a lycanthrope? For every enemy.
So you hear over the prestidigitation announcement or the PA system, you hear, "Let's get ready to smash!" And you hear this, bang, like this loud air horn goes off, and you immediately see the Resplendent Travelers on the other side go to the edge of their plateau and start working their way down the plateau. So it's on.
So they're on one side, we're on the other,
Mhm.
and we got to get to the volcano.
Yes. So you
Or
have
the-
your little plateau that you're on, and you could go down, and then you're going to end up almost directly into this forest, made up of we don't know yet, and then then you would have to make your way through this, get to the river, scale Mount Etna, and get to the golden cacao bean.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are muted.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Who is?
Who's
You are.
muted?
Yvonne was.
But
Oh.
he's not now.
I'm not muted.
I hear you now, though. We just didn't hear
Oh.
you before.
Okay.
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 Thunuk looks down at Dren, assuming that she hasn't crawled up him like a squirrel. Do you want a ride? Because I think we're gonna have to run.
Then yes, if we're gonna have to run, I'm going to on up.
Okay.
Okay. One hand on neck, other hand on giant sprinkle stick.
So we just go that way then? He points at the mountain and he's like, "Okay, well let's
Just I
Bolts.
head that way until we try and figure. Do we? Are there clues along the way, or
Well, I
is
mean,
it just there's a mountain?
Well, that's-
Go
I mean,
find it.
Behold.
So as Dren gets up on Thunuk though, just I go, we've got this, guys. It's gonna be great. and I kind of just tap Dren on the shoulder, and I tap Thunic. And I'm gonna cast. But I didn't think of a thing for this, but it's Bear's Endurance. So I don't know. It's enhanced ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give you 2d6 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Ooh, I get that.
So if I roll that,
Oh.
For the endurance. Interesting.
so that's gonna be 7. You each get 7 temporary hit
Okay.
points. That's a concentration spell, so I'm not gonna be able to cast any other concentration spells. But that lasts an hour.
It'll last long enough. You hope. You hope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys have some temporary hit points. Please note that. And yeah, so you're just working. You're just going to start booking your way down the. Just booking your way down the thing there, down the plateau into the forest.
Yeah, I think if we don't have like any, I mean, I guess this is D&D. I could do a perception check and see if I notice like any indication. Damn it, there isn't.
I perceive nothing.
I perceive nothing. I need to grab another D20. If there's any, like, oh, this is the way we should go, or just anything, basically.
Easier path or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a survival check for trying to find a path in. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Ditto.
6.
Oh, that's.
I have a -1 to survival, so
I had an 8.
From the two of you, no, you really can't find anything because once you get down, so the plateau basically it's a really steep hill down, not to the point where you need to like worry about
I
like
rolled a 22.
Oh, okay. Well, you see the good thing you have that guy. When you get
High wisdom. Yeah.
when you get when you get down into there, it ends like right into this forest, and you can see the forest is made. The trees themselves are like the trunks are made up like of this chocolate peppermint bark, and the leaves. What would the leaves be made of? Like spun sugar. And
Swedish fish.
No.
They're jumping in the river.
they're jumping in the river.
Burn it.
Yeah, the Swedish fish are
Burn it
jumping in
all.
the river.
And yeah, so and it's very very dense. So you figure, based on the distance, you're gonna have to make a few different survival checks to try to get your way through without getting lost. Because as soon as you get into the forest, you completely lose sight of all of the surrounding landmarks. So now you're in this, now you're in this dense candy forest. Where it just seems like everything is made of some kind of candy or another. Like even like the underbrush, it seems like it could be everything there. Just seems like it could be edible. So what was your survival check?
What?
What was your survival check?
Oh, 8.
No. Thonix.
22.
22.
Whoa.
So you get in, you can see like Dren's probably just too distracted by sugar everywhere, and being more urbane, not always, maybe just a little disoriented by all the trees and like, oh wait, this is a new environment here. But Thunic, these are trees, edible, and as we know, you can eat anything, and even normal trees can be eaten in some way, shape, or form.
These trees are just extra edible.
Extra edible. So this is not distracting for you at all. These are trees. It feels like you're outside. The breeze smells like cinnamon and caramel and warm sugar being baked in an oven. And you're like, I know which way to go. And you're able to start working your way through the forest. But after a few minutes of slogging your way through, because you've had to change direction a few different times to get through different groves and stands of trees, um, I'm gonna need another survival check to see if you can stay on the correct route here.
Does it help that I have keen mind and always know which way is north?
I think it would give you an advantage
Okay.
on that.
Should we help him with survival check?
I mean, we can try. I'm
I'm
garbage
trying.
at it.
We try it again.
I retrieve my d20.
I see
Well,
Philip looking around.
I got
I,
a 1.
How much candy has Dren eaten at this point?
I'd like to think that, like, Thinnook's tall enough where as I'm passing by the trees, I'm just kind of plucking off a leaf
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
and munching on it as we go.
That sounds on point. Looking for the right information here.
I got a 13. I'm sorry, I got 16.
I
13
rolled a
plus
14.
3.
So that's 14 with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, and you what? I'm sorry. What did you roll?
A 16.
A 16.
Mm-hmm.
You think you are able to reconnect to the correct direction to get yourself as close as possible down to the river, as everything's still sort of, you notice that there is a slight slope to the ground, so downhill.
Yeah.
But do you want to be downhill? You don't want to be too far upriver, too far downriver. You want to get as close as possible. And I need a perception check from everyone.
Okay. Can the crowd see both the parties as they travel through? Like, are we being streamed?
No, it's a river.
Dun-dun-dun. No, I'm.
He didn't follow along. It was supposed to be for, for Thyscry.
Yeah, everything is on
Oh.
Thyscry.
Is everything on that screen?
Yeah, you can see. Well, what? Give me a separate perception check for that. On that to answer that question.
Right. Well, so that perception check was an 18.
18. You do notice.
18.
18.
No, that was my first perception.
Oh, your
but you were
first one.
talking about-
Okay. All right.
The first perception was 18. Now you want me to roll. Okay, and then that one is 13.
13. So with the 13, you do notice there appears to be a levitating scrying stone that's following you at an appropriate distance, so as to not to distract, but as to be able to give information.
Okay.
What were everyone else's perception rolls?
14.
14?
9.
9. So Thunuk, you're too busy.
Wait, quick question.
Yes.
Do we have Barry following along with us? Not necessarily as a participant, but he's there.
Oh, Brent? No, I think Brent would be up in the stands, right? Brent would.
Brent would not even walk on this terrain.
He would not do.
Doing his shoes.
He would not do any kind.
He's in the Ack Inc. box, just holding his.
They're not doing it good enough.
Why haven't they won yet? It's been 2 whole minutes. Why haven't they won yet?
And he's talking to investors and stuff like that, and everybody in the box is this. It's this square of dourness. Just everybody's just frowning and staring down and I'm not making money right now. It's a very hilarious juxtaposition between everybody outside of their box and everybody else.
So Thunuk, you're very tied up in the orientation process right now. You're orienteering, so you're really focused on that. But Drenmai and Eno, you feel as though you are being watched.
And not just by the scrying stone.
And not just by the scrying stone. You feel as though there are eyes around you, peering down on you. And as you look up into the trees, you can see what looks to be these brightly colored tree frogs, but much larger than a normal tree frog. They're approximately Dren-sized. and they appear to be armed.
It's a big ass frog.
Okay.
And that is a good place for us
yeah.
to take our break.
No, you don't.
Hanger.
You do not.
We will start with Eno's thought and action. When we get back from our break, we will be back very, very soon, and we will see you for the second half of the 25th annual Sugar Smash Cherry Tea.
Smash. Cherry.
So, thank you all for tuning in so far. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
old. Mr.
Hey,
E's such a
everybody.
bastard.
Because he's gotten old.
He's just
so
an old
crotchety
bastard.
and old.
Some people are bastards. It is what it is, kid.
Welcome back to the second half of our weekly game
Old man grumble.
of Old Man
Old
Grumble over there.
Old Grumble Bean.
So when we last left our protagonists, they were engaging in the sugar smash brawl, and had entered into the candy forest in order to attempt to eventually find and scale Mount Etna, so that way they could retrieve the golden cacao bean and attempt to win the charity brawl against their hated adversaries, the resplendent travelers. That was a sentence I never thought I'd ever utter in my entire life, but here we are. And we had left things with a perception check that where Drenmai and Eno had noticed large for what they are, large humanoid, brightly colored tree frogs up in the trees that are approximately Dren-sized, and they were armed, and they were staring down at them. And Eno had something he was either going to say, do, or think right as we went to break. So I think now would be a good time to allow that thought to coalesce into whatever it was going to.
Yeah. So Eno notices the frogs, and he turns to the scrying stone that's following, and he winks, and then he picks up his whistly thing, his whistle, and he starts like doing a little tune, and it's like boop 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 boop, and then he sings, "Oh, what a day to compete in a competition so sweet. If we can grab the bean without being seen, I think that would be neat. The sugar is flowing all around us. It guides us on our confectionery journey. And look where there are frogs here to greet us. Shall we rush forth and win this glucose tourney?" And I'm going to roll a performance check with
Auto 20.
Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, it's a total of 22.
Okay. And to just for the having them there as part of the performance, or
My goal
yes,
with this is to distract the frogs and make them not want to kill us and let us just continue on our way.
Well, I will say this, that as the song is being sung, you can hear in the distance the crowd start clapping along to it in time, and cheering at the appropriate moments. But the tree frogs do seem unaffected, and I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative.
Fucking frogs.
Yeah.
Frog people.
Oh, wow, that was a completely useless natural 20.
Oh, you got a
Not
nat 20?
Did you bump on initiative?
Dead.
Hang on one second here. I'm getting these guys here. Okay. Do we have anyone in the 20 to 25 range? No, because he's got negative on it. Yeah.
He's got negative.
I'm at
Oh my
18.
Okay, so we have Thunic at 18.
Ew.
Anyone else in the 15 to 20 range?
18.
18. We got the 18. Okay. 10 to 14.
13.
13 and
10.
10. Okay, so we have and okay. So Thunic, you're top of initiative.
I don't know this. Oh wait, no. Eno just sang, so now I know that there's frogs there. I'm like, frogs where?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said there are
Delicious
frogs.
frogs.
I even pointed them out.
What
Oh.
are they? Candy frogs.
Um. Are you guys bad? Are we friends? Are we friends? Are we friends? And he's just like, we're friends. We're friends. You don't have to attack us. We're friends.
That you're not getting any kind of reaction out of them for that. They don't look like friends.
They don't look like friends.
No.
Okay.
Well,
They're
I've tried
like
words, I
baring
can't
they're
death.
baring their chitlet teeth.
Ew. I don't like frogs.
Chiclet teeth.
I don't like that.
That's a horrible visual.
Square and too white. I don't like any part of that.
Too square, too white, too many.
Too many frogs. No teeth. No teeth for frogs.
These are not beasts. These are clearly people frogs of some sort, or not real people frogs.
They're
of some
like
sort.
those
Some
like,
candy
creepy
frog.
1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles outfit.
You mean
okay.
the best Ninja Turtles? If we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that,
When they talk, there's just another mouth inside.
Ew, that's alien. What?
No, it's
Not.
legitimately that's how the costume worked. That's how the performers breathe. In the mouth, there was a second mouth.
But at any rate,
I will guiding bolt the nearest one.
okay. What?
Peace! No railgun.
Railgun. At second level, so that's cast that and rolling. Yeah.
It's a ranged spell, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Guiding bolt. +8 to attack. 13. That's
Uh,
13 hit.
13 does in fact hit.
Oh dang.
So what is the candy flavor that we're going to be adding to your guided bolt now that we are in essentially Candyland?
I didn't think of that.
Because usually it's the hummingbird, right? Usually it's
Yeah, it's a series of hummingbirds shooting from his finger,
Mm-hmm.
as if they were perched on his finger, and he's just directed them to go after someone. I guess in this case it would be they're little winged jujubes, and they're still blunt,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not super sharp, but they still make that sound.
What?
But
The sound they make, the hummingbird.
they made that little zing sound that they.
But what is the candy that you're finding?
Jujube.
Jujubes.
You never heard of a jujube?
I'm
Google
gonna
it.
look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
okay.
for it.
Google it.
And how much damage does guided bolt do at level 2?
At level 2, it does 5d6.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, I know these.
So I've no idea what this thing actually is. So, that's 15 points.
All right, so one of them is like a bright blue color. Very much, they look very much like a very large poison dart frogs, if you've ever seen them. And one is perched up there, and it's got like a little dagger in its hand. It looks like it's about to leap down to try to leap down to attack. But you and you send up your candy, your jujube bolts, your guided jujubes, and they just blast through this thing, and it bursts apart. It explodes upon impact.
Like a
And-
pinata?
Like a starburst.
Very well, as best you can tell. Well, when all the liquid interior falls on you, it is like a sugary syrup, like a cherry, like a blue raspberry flavored syrup that falls down on you, and and you can see little chunks of it fall down on you. And best you could tell, it was like a syrup filled gummy type thing.
Does Dren hide behind my head when I do this or something, or she gets soaked too?
Oh, she probably takes it full on.
Okay.
I'd eat it.
Like it's like slimed as it lands on you, but then like the little chunks are slopping down, but it's all blue raspberry flavored.
And as he gets him, and he's like, he
Mm.
throws his hands up. It's delicious.
Hey, eat them all!
Hooray!
Eat the winner!
And as you blast the first one, like it's even as like you're readying the spell, like in that moment, there's like a bit of a pause from the crowd because they know it's coming. They know they've heard about Thunuk's hummingbird railgun. There's probably like all like these like hype videos beforehand, if you like in a UFC bout, but it's like they're showing like all the special moves, like, you know, and this is Thunuk, and you're showing all the different like things that he does like in combat and with
There's a chant that rises in the stands that's just like this noise.
Thunuk, stomp, stomp, Thunuk, stomp,
Oh,
stomp.
God. Amazing.
But now some of the ones that are like bright red, one of them starts making this churring noise in the back of their throat, you know, like that whatever that little, you know, the tree frog churring noise. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Big money. Oh shit.
How'd we do?
I got a 20 on the die, but I have a -1.
But it's
to
still a
wisdom
nat.
saving
It was a
throws.
nat. It was a nat
But it's
20.
Nat 20.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
11.
11. Well, Drenmai and Thunuk, you are both stunned. So this churring, for some reason, you guys all of a sudden tune in on it, and then it basically the frequency ramps up, and you just feel like this ringing in your ears, and you can't really concentrate. So you are stunned until the end of this grunk's next turn. And then the other one that's up there that's bright red as well takes aim at you, Thunuk, with a little short bow tipped with a chocolate covered marshmallow, and he is going to 19. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just barely. Yeah.
Yeah. It boom! It hits you like right here in the forehead and sticks there from the chocolate. You know, it gets a little hot, and you take what would be interpreted as 6 points of damage. But you must also now make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 1.
Oh,
A natural 1. So, but that makes it a 3. That makes any difference.
it really doesn't. Because as you're sitting there mesmerized by this churring that the one is making, some of the chocolate melts down and kind of gets right into the mouth region, right into the craw area, and this unfortunately is unprocessed, like very, very bitter chocolate.
It's
like
baker's chocolate.
Yeah, it's like almost like 100% cacao level. So it's really, and you take an additional 5 points of what would be interpreted as poison damage from this, but it's actually more your stomach is not happy about the bitterness that it just ingested.
Well, there goes your temporary hit points. So you took 4 damage altogether off of your actual hit point total.
Yeah.
And yeah,
But Eno, you were not affected by this churring
I was
because
not.
it's out of tune. There's no form to it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's derivative.
it's not even like it's like worse than avant-garde type. Just noise. It's just noise. This is no good to your finely tuned ears. So it ain't nothing but a thing, but it is in fact your turn.
Well, I also want to point out that that in addition to the temporary hit points, which Thunuk have now used.
Mhm.
But Dren and Thunuk actually do also have advantage on Constitution checks. That's not saving throws, but it's
Yay.
checks.
A check.
So if you have to make a con check, you have advantage on it. And
Yes.
I'm maintaining concentration on that. So Dren, you still have your 7 temporary hit points.
Sweet.
Okie
I can
dokie.
change back.
So Eno looks up at the Turing one.
Mhm.
Are there any near him?
There are. You can see that there are 4 that are like really close to you, like as they're on like they're like clinging to the trees themselves. And then there's 3 more that are kind of a little bit further up into the trees, and then there's the 2 red ones that are about 15 feet away, and they're the ones that just did their business.
Okay, but
Or the
then
bright blue.
but
Yeah, yeah.
But there's one specifically that's making a churring noise, and it stunned my friend.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And that one in particular, how far is it away from me?
15 feet.
It's 15 feet away from me, and does it have any friends next to it?
It does. It has another friend right next to it.
There's one friend next to it.
It has one friend right next to it. Another one of similar color, a bright red, a cherry
Really?
red, like a cherry red, starburst cherry red. My dog.
That's what it
Okay.
sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to Eno.
Okay, I'm going to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
So I make like a little noise on my slide whistle,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes "Boo," like that. And this huge jawbreaker, this 10-foot sphere jawbreaker, appears next to these 2 that
Yeah.
look like they're bad news.
Uh-huh.
And a sudden loud ringing noise erupts from that point.
Okay.
So any creature in a 10-foot radius sphere has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So we'll do it this way. And what's the number they need to hit?
My DC is 16.
Ooh. No. Yes. So do that. Okay. And that one's fine.
A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage.
Oh, I need to redo this then. Okay. Oh, no, it's still
Exceptional.
fine. Okay. Oh, no, that one's still
Can
fine.
be
Okay.
inorganic.
Yes.
That one's fine. No, I gotta do that twice. Hang on.
Anything that'll give them
No.
disadvantage. Yes.
No, that's that. And here we go to these guys. No. Yep. Oof. And what is this going to do?
So it's going to do 3d8 thunder damage
Holy
on a failed save.
Shit.
And half as much on a successful save, so they
So-
still take damage.
Yeah,
even
give me
if they
that. Give me
succeeded.
that 3d8. Oh my god.
All right. All right, that's going to be. That's going to be 12 total damage. So the ones that succeeded take 6.
Okay. And this is gonna be math, because Brian do math. And
Yeah, make sure I hit the cast button on that. All right.
okay,
Yeah, I
and
just
then this
casted
one
it
comes
like
down.
level
That goes to
level 2.
that goes down to that, and this comes over here. Okay, that'll be fine.
But it didn't kill any of the ones that
Well,
were.
hang on, I'm still doing math
Okay.
here, because that affected all of them. They're all within 10 feet of, or within
awesome.
the range of that spell that you cast there. So, okay. So, of the 2 that you casted closest to, the 2 red ones, the one that was churring and the other one that was, or churroing, maybe, I don't know, but the one that shot the arrow at Thunuk, both of them like start to vibrate a little bit, and you can see like some of the sugar actually starts to melt a little bit from this. It's because it's a thunderous clap, right? It's like a like a
Yeah, it's a sudden, loud, ringing. It's very painfully intense, and it's just this jawbreaker goes.
So as it splits open, that's what causes the
Yeah.
noise. I like
It
it.
like shatters open and
Yeah.
hits them.
So the ones that are closest to it, you can see they spring like little tiny leaks of syrup from the damage here. The ones that are there's these bright green ones. They too. One of them's not looking so hot. One of them's looking a little more leaky than the others. Maybe it's losing some of its corporealness as like the sugar's melting. On the of the bright blue ones, of which Thunuk had already taken out one of them, there were 4 more. 3 of them just burst,
Nice.
just explode with more candy and syrup of the blue raspberry variety. One of them is like barely holding itself together, but you too get sprayed with blue raspberry syrup and bits of blue gummy-like material.
I opened my mouth as they exploded.
And then there's more chanting and cheering from the crowd. You're Eno, Eno, Eno.
Oh
Nice.
my god. It's so good. It hurts.
And I like go, yeah.
But now it is the green frog's turn, and they are all going to take some shots with their bow. There's 3 of them, so each one of them is going to take a shot at each of you. So the first one is going to shoot at Drenmai, and they're going to get. Hang on. That's the one I want. Okay. 16. Does a 16 hit you, Dren?
Wait. No, it doesn't.
It does not. Okay.
No.
So it misses. The second one is coming for you, Eno. And
Come at me though.
Come at me, bruh. I'll cash you outside. Does a 16
not
hit
bruh.
you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
So you're going to take 5 points of piercing marshmallow damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I can do that. It's a 15.
You're able to quick wipe some of the... As it comes down, you're able to smell how bitter this chocolate is. And you're like, no. I know this is not good. And you're quickly able to wipe it away before it's able to absorb into the crawl zone.
Okay.
And now, Thunuk does a 16 hit you? No? Okay. So again, the 2 stun targets, nothing's going to happen there. Okay, you're good. Usually it would be Dren's turn.
Well, I stun.
But you stunned. Let's face it, there's been a lot of sugar consumed here.
I can roll to try and get out of it, though, right?
So this is what it says. Each humanoid or beast that is within 15 feet of the creature and able to hear it must succeed on a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw or be stunned until the end of the Grung's next turn. So I don't think there's an opportunity there.
I can't get out of it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the last
Super.
the last little blue dude there, and he's actually just gonna take a flying leap at you, Eno, because you just blew up his friends. And he is going to roll a 16. Is that a hit? I cannot hear you. Because you are muted.
Because I muted. Yes, that's a hit.
And you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage from, or what would be perceived as piercing damage, from a little, it looks like a shattered piece of sugar, like sugar glass. If you've ever seen where they pour sugar like into like a pan and let it harden and solidify, and then they broke some of it off, and they almost made like a shiv out of hardened sugar. And I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, and what was this that just hit me? Which thing?
This
just
was
hit me?
one of the blue raspberry ones.
Oh, one of the blue raspberry
Yes.
ones. All
Yeah.
right. As a reaction,
Okay.
this beam of oven heat goes back at that blue one. So I'm casting hellish rebuke. I get to do it once per long rest.
Jesus.
So as a reaction, I'm unleashing the heat of an oven that would normally bake cookies or things.
Well, I think
or-
with Hellish
or-
Rebuke, it's like you open up a pizza oven.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
like
it's like opening exactly. So it's wait, how many? Oh shit. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot of damage.
Is it more than 6?
Well, probably it's 3d10.
It's a little
That's
overkill.
I already rolled 10. That's
yeah,
the first
yeah,
one.
you're fine. The thing.
All
So
right.
this happens like as he attacks, right? As this thing attacks
It's a
you.
It's a reaction. So I get hit.
Okay.
I get hit and then I cast it. And then you want to Constitution
Yeah.
save.
Yeah.
All right. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. So
Yeah.
it's able to as it tries to jab this thing into you, you quick do the hellish rebuke on this thing, or the baker's oven.
Yeah. Baker's oven.
You cast 350 fan on it, and and it just burns up, and all you smell is burned sugar. It's not a good smell. It is not a good smell, but it is like it's basically reduced to carbon and whatever its base atoms are. And so you're able to dissolve the knife, the little sugar knife, before it's able to inflict you with any more.
It was supposed to make a dexterity saving throw. I'm sorry, I barely ever use this spell. I forgot.
Let me see. Does it make it?
It still takes half damage on a fail.
It wouldn't have
I
mattered.
mean, on a success.
It didn't really matter.
And you had 2 other d10s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was
math
fine.
means minimally it was going to take 6 damage,
Oh,
and
so it
it's
only
dead.
takes 5? Oh, hang on. I have 2 more
I do
d10s.
it right.
Hang on.
20?
How'd I roll a 0? So
I did roll a
it just
0.
burns up and is done. And there's no more blue raspberry creatures floating around.
Aw.
So
Those are tasty.
the 2 cherry red ones are going to go in now for more attacks here. The one's going to come after the Thunuk, and he is going to attack again with a little short bow, a little candy short bow there, and he is not going to hit. And the other one is going to take aim at Dren, and it is not going to hit. But Thunuk, you feel the churring sound kind of go away. You find your senses clearing. You and Dren both feel your senses clearing, and you feel like, oh, I can do things again. And Thunuk, it would be your turn.
So it's just the cherry one that's left, or are there more?
So you have 2 of the cherry red ones, and that was one of the ones that made the noise that made you mesmerized with their sugar spell. And then you've got 2 bright green ones, which you could only assume to be green apple, artificially colored, of course. And you've got 3 of those.
And they're keeping out of range.
The cherry red ones are about 15 feet away up in the tree, and the green apple ones are probably about between 10 and 15 feet away up in the trees.
Okay, so they're not coming within smashing distance.
Not within melee distance just yet.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably, if you close the distance on them, you could probably get up there and reach, because you are a tall boy, so you could probably try to get up there and smash some of the candy apple ones. They're not so high up. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Let's save some of these spell slots, and I just I'm gonna reach out and touch them with some faith. With my shillelagh, my holy churro is gonna give him a good whack.
Hello, I'm passing out the good word.
Have you heard the tasty word of the 4?
Have you heard the absolutely delicious?
The words passed out on those little like sugar heart things that have the messages on it, and
Like
it just says word on it. Here's the word.
She says, "Stop it."
I will basically just grab one limb of a tree and pull myself up, and then give him like a whack.
This is one of the cherry red ones or one of the candy apple ones? Or
Candy
not
apple
candy
ones.
apple, green apple ones.
Green apple ones.
Green apple ones. Okay, give me an attack roll then.
That is 10 plus. Forgot what my thing is. Or basic attack. Where's my shillelagh? I wrote it down.
It's D&D Beyond. It couldn't be easier.
18.
18. That hits.
Okay.
That is a solid 18.
And that's a D8 plus 4. And that is 10 points.
Okay. So one of them, as you hit it, it like squishes down, and then slowly starts to kind of like reinflate again because it's not like you didn't completely smash it down. The gummy whatever sugar molecular structure is able to remain somewhat intact. But as you did it, you did get squirted with some of the green apple in the face there. Of its juicy interior. Eno? Bork. Eno, it is your turn.
Okay. So the two cherry ones, they're still alive
Yes, they are.
next to each other.
Yes, they are.
Does one look healthier than the other one?
One does look a little bit healthier than the other one, yes.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to cast. Normally it would be ice knife, but it's actually ice cream. And this scoop of ice cream, like, hurls at the healthier looking one. How does this spell work again? I barely ever use it. Ranged spell attack.
Attack at range.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Because my spell attack is plus 8. So that's a 25.
That hits.
All right. So here's what happens, right?
All right. Tell me what happens here.
Right. On a hit, I gotta find my D10 because they're gonna take a delicious. Yeah. Oh, that's a delicious 5.
Oh.
Okay.
5.
But hit or miss,
Yeah.
the ice cream when it hits when it gets is and just ice cream everywhere.
What flavor
so
ice cream?
So the target takes butter rum scotch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't see that coming. I like a little swerve there.
So the target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
at this juncture.
And what is the
My DC would be 16, Brian.
both of them fail.
Okay? They're going to take a delicious
Succulent.
7 cold damage.
Ah, okay.
So the one that I attacked and every
Yes.
creature within a 5-foot radius takes 7 delicious ice cream damage.
Ooh,
What flavor ice cream did you say?
Butter rum scotch.
butter rum scotch.
Never had it, but it sounds pretty good.
I haven't either, but it sounded good at the time.
Right now, it
And
sounds.
I think we're
awesome.
in
It sounded like-
consensus that it is in fact a good
Yeah.
flavor.
It sounded like the flavor Eno would use to
Yeah.
throw at somebody.
I think that sounds about right.
I thought
Um,
you said butternut squash the first time,
No.
and I was like, that is a strange.
I would
flavor.
try it. I would try butternut
know.
squash ice cream, but
Hey, it could work. So you do this, and so is it like just a stream of ice cream is coming out, or like what's the visual here? Soft
So I
serve.
think
Word.
no. So I think initially it's like a scoop of ice cream. But it's like a big scoop of ice cream, right? And it's almost like a big softball size ice cream. And it goes right towards the one that I'm aiming at.
Mm-hmm.
And when it hits them, it goes and then it splatters into little tiny scoops of ice cream
Yes.
that go all over the place.
I like
How
it.
many did I hit?
You hit all 5 of them.
Oh wow!
And
All right.
so they all took a little bit of ice cream damage here, almost as if they were being hit by liquid nitrogen. They're not. I mean, now they're frozen gummy treats apparently. So the 2 cherry red ones, they're starting to look a little beat up. The of the 3 green apple ones, one of them is looking really really bad. The other one is the other 2 are looking not so great, but they look like they still have a little bit of fight in them. And it happens to be their turn right now. And now they've all turned their attention to you, Eno, because apparently you're the threat to be dealt with here. with the way you've just been blowing up and freezing and hurting their friends. Why would you hurt their friends? Why would you do that?
Hey, you shouldn't have looked at us mean.
So, remind me what your AC is again?
Not very good. That's what it is. It's 14.
14.
That's
All
what
right.
my AC is.
So that's 2, and then 3. Oof. They all connect with their little short bow arrows on you, which is going to give you a grand total of 6, 8, 12, 18, 24 points.
Okay, this
20
is fine.
24 points of marshmallow piercing damage. And I need you to make, give me 3 Constitution saving throws.
3?
What the fuck?
Well, each one of the attacks results in a potential
I
poison.
know, but like, holy shit.
Okay, that's first one's a 17.
Okay.
All right. The next one is a 16.
Okay.
Come on, big money. And the last one's a 14.
Once again, you're able to wipe the chocolate away from
wait.
your face in
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
You're able to
Okay,
wipe
cool.
all of the super bitter chocolate away from your face and out of your eyes in time, and you're able to avoid any kind of poisoning. So,
And I
but
go,
now,
"Meh."
but now it is Dren's turn.
Yay!
Get him, Dren.
How many do we have left?
You have 5 left, and one of them is looking really, really bad. The rest of them, 2 of them are looking kind of, not great. They've seen better days. And then you've got 2 that are like, they took a little bit of a beating, but they still have some fight left in them. You've got 3 green apple and 2 cherry red.
Are they spaced apart or like all kind of like?
They're all within a. You can get them all within a 5-foot radius.
Yay! Good. I'm gonna lightning bolt them. But I guess instead of lightning bolt, it's gonna be like pop rocks.
Yeah, they crackle,
Yes,
I like it.
crackle.
So,
Yeah.
so is it like one hand's the pop rocks, the other hand is like the stream of soda that makes it as they intersect?
And pop rock.
Dren does a Mentos soda beam at
Yeah.
them.
Hey, that's what killed Mikey, man.
Who?
Didn't really kill him.
No.
It was an urban legend. Never mind.
Oh.
So you're doing.
Okay,
So we're doing the
so-
pop rocks.
Yeah, they need to make a dex save.
Okay. And it's
What do I get to roll?
okay.
Six.
mhm. No.
No.
No. What's the number they need to hit?
They need to hit. Wait for it. 14.
Okay. All right. 2 of the cherry red ones are able to make their dex throws, but the rest of them do not. So, tell me about damage. Tell me about what happens here.
Okay, so I need one out of d6. It's 8. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8. Math. That's 32 damage.
Oh my god.
I know.
And is it half damage for
Half for the guys in the save.
half of 32 is
They only got like partial.
oh my god. Well, partial is enough.
Soda than pop rocks.
Partial is
Rock.
enough. So is it that you have like a stream of pop rocks and a stream of some kind of liquid medium, or is it like
I imagine like most everything comes out of Dren's lantern, so
Mhm.
like one of the crystals is activating like pop rocks, and the other one's like the bubbly soda, and they kind of commingle
Oh,
and twist up like DNA
could it be
style,
like
and then it's like
one hand is doing like the rock bending movements, and the other hand is doing the water bending movements, and it's you're going like exactly, and it's they. It just ricochets back and forth, and it like they all the pop rocks like embed inside of the these creatures, and then as the soda hits them, they all just explode with loud pops, with these loud popping noises, and you guys are showered in red and green gelatin with the cherry red syrup and the green apple syrup, and it's not a bad combination. It works. You know, it's sugar. It's very much sugar. You're feeling a little sticky, but it eliminates all of them, and you hear the crowd go, "Here comes the what? Here comes the what? Here comes the boom!" And but you're able to you're able to clear the area of the gummy grungs, and
like the anti-Hunger Games.
I'm not hungry anymore. I can eat everything.
Stop with the food.
Enough, God, please.
So you would need to do another survival check to get yourself back on the correct path back to
I'm terrible at
finding
survival.
the golden cacao bean, unless there is something you would like to do in the meantime before trying to find your way back to Mount Etna.
Eat gooey frog remnants.
So they're all dead now?
They're all dead, if they were ever alive, but they're all no longer functioning in their intended form. Now they, like everything else that gets killed, are just food.
Then Pete picks up like a chunk of frog and is like, there's a little taste like
Find like a frog leg.
a frog leg, yeah.
Frog leg.
Meh.
But you see, as you
But
did
like
it, there,
or a frog, like a frog arm that's still holding a weapon. It's like, and it looks at the weapon. It's like, looks at it a little bit. Like,
so it's one of the green apple ones, and it's holding. It looks like the weapon is made out of some kind of hardened, solidified caramel. And but as you pick it up, it does get a little bit of a dirt on it, but the dirt appears to be made of some kind of sugar compound. So
That
no,
was-
it would be like the lick things, you know, things where you lick them and you stick, you know what I'm talking about? It's like a little packet of like the sugar stuff, and you lick the stick, and
What was that
basically
called?
sugar and ascorbic acid.
yeah,
That's all.
exactly. It's awesome.
They had a name though. It's like
fun dip.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
it was Fun Dip.
that's what it kind of tastes like. The dirt tastes kind of like Fun Dip.
I seem to remember cracking a tooth trying to eat the.
Eating the stick too early before you like got too far
Yeah,
down.
you gotta work that down.
Like, a baby
Gotta
tooth.
lick
and I
that
was like,
stick.
"Argh."
Yeah.
Goblin child.
Eno would just kind of turn to Dren and say, "That was the most horrifically delicious fight I've ever been in."
I'm so pleased on the carnage. There's
Yeah.
got to be a pun in there.
Hey, Thunic, how's that carnage taste?
It's just the most delicious frog thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Are you starting to feel the? Are you starting to feel the sugar?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you have to eat
Maybe.
a little more. You're kind of, you're a
Still
big guy.
very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pick up. I take my candy cane, and I scoop some of the blueberry up, and I lick it, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't quite work.
No.
But you're never gonna know until you try. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just-
I have to give it a shot.
Are you going to try to find your way back to the back on the path towards
Yeah.
Mount Etna?
Yes.
Survival, right?
Yes.
Yes, even though wisdom is not Dren's strong suit.
Natural 20.
Oh, we
I-
blocked.
Sure.
Holy shit!
Yeah. when
Big
they
chunk and wouldn't die might
Ooh.
not be even or balanced.
Or
That's
it could
okay.
be both,
Don't tell
and
it
you
to
should
him,
keep
Matt.
using it.
Yep.
Yes.
Just don't say anything.
What
Put
are you
more
doing?
stank on it.
Put some stank on it.
Stank on it.
So Thunic, you as you're looking around, immediately able to you find true north. You're able to figure, oh no, I know exactly where I am, and suddenly like the topography of the land as you saw it from your plateau, from your home base, suddenly sort of mentally this overlay falls over top of where you are, and you know exactly where you are in this forest. You know exactly how to get to Mount Etna. You know everything. You're like, you are undoubtedly sure you can get there, and you can get there faster than you were going before. You think, you like, wait a minute, I know how to avoid the hills, and while it might be a slightly more circuitous route, because we're always going to be walking downhill, we will get there faster.
Is the Nook starting to feel the sugar?
I think he is.
All right.
Like he's starting to feel that, like that. It's almost like an ever so slight vibration.
Hey guys, I know the way. I know the way. I know the way. And then he picks up Eno and bolts.
Okay. All right.
Now, is it like over the shoulder, or is it just like under the arm? Like,
Uh,
I need the visual here.
Football style.
Yeah, is like football carrying this thing?
I think he just picks him up and holds him like you know when you're holding a cat who doesn't want to be held. You,
Yeah.
Because I am kind of going like,
Oh
hey.
wait, yes.
yes.
Just
He
straight-
picks him up like a cat that doesn't want to be held, holds him out in front of him, and just bolts in the direction.
And as Eno's
full
getting
speed.
played, he's like, ah, and then as he gets under the arm, he goes, I'll allow it.
Because limp cat.
And he just kind of,
This is permissible.
In
Just
the
limp.
end, we're moving faster anyways.
yeah.
So we have you sprinting downhill, going around the natural curvature of the land. Drenmai has to hold on extra tight to the hair and to the ears to make sure she's not jounced, that she's not jostled off, because this is like not even like, so like I in my head canon, Thunic has like he has the walk, right, which is pretty smooth. I mean, there's an up and down to it, right? Then there's the loping run, which is actually pretty smooth, because it's more like, if you look at the mechanic of it, it's more like, one foot kind of leaping off the other. So it's actually more of a, there's still some up and down. But this is Thunic on sugar, running as fast as he can, and it's and like, so like Drenmai's like trying to hold on as tight as she can. Like, I think she's gone limp at this point, just resigned. But you make your way down, and dodging around these trees, and I'd say both Eno and Dren, at more than one occasion, it's been a time where you swear that Thunic was going to run headlong into a tree, or he was going to clip you on the edge of one, but he just expertly navigates around these things, where you're safe, but it's a terrifying experience to be conveyed by a Thunic hepped up on sugar.
As as he's zooming through the forest, he says, I think I'm feeling the sugar now." His eyes are like bugging out a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah."
The pupils are all dilated. What? It's just, so you emerge from the forest, which just sort of ends abruptly on this beach that is lining either side of this chocolate river, and the soft, crunchy sand beneath your feet that you're pretty sure is just brown sugar and cinnamon mixed together, and the river is rushing from your right to the left of just this like this creamy milk chocolate looking thing. Think very much like the Chocolate River in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Just, there's little, you can see there's little eddies and rapids here and there. And it's almost like it's formed this lake around the fudge volcano that is Mount Etna. And now that you're closer to it, you can see that you would need to find a way to get across to the halfway point of the river, which is probably a good 100 feet away between the riverbank and where the slopes of Mount Etna begin, where they start emerging from the river. And you can see it's probably it looks about another 100 feet up that you would need to scale in order to get up to the top to where this bean is. And now as you're closer, you can see that it looks like liquid red velvet running down the sides of the volcano from this. Obviously, it's active. And along the way within the river, you can see it looks like pillars of varying size of rock candy jutting out from the river, causing like eddies and rapids and things. And on the other side of the river, you see the resplendent travelers. You see Haverfordwest, Sophia, and Blast emerge from the forest on the other side. They too are covered.
Fireball.
They too are covered from head to toe with syrupy-looking substance. Blast, who we said was the half-orc barbarian, looks pretty. Doesn't look like he's too put up by it from this distance. I mean, you're still a good 200-300 feet away from them. You're not like right there on top of them.
Ahead of us?
Well, no, they're on the other side of the river. So they're on their own riverbank. Mount Etna's in the middle.
Okay.
And Haverfordwest,
right.
who you always remember was always very finely dressed, a bit of a rotund gentleman you can see the mustache. Looks like he spent some time fixing the mustache because it's not drooping the way that it was. Or at least it should be, having been drenched, or maybe there's just enough product in there. You don't know. The big, bushy, red, curly mustache. You can see it from this far away. And as Dren and Eno will remember, I'm not sure if Thunuk would remember, and of course Brent would be aware of their existence, that they had tried to take credit for the work that Team X had done in clearing the Dwergar out of the library beneath the Shadow Monastery back in Season 2. And they were a bit full of themselves, and they had commandeered Buck as their own personal servant to serve them drinks and whatnot. Yes, these were they had been trying to take credit for things that you have done. Brent, you are aware, Team X themselves will not be aware, but Brent, you would be aware that for a period of time, there were some issues happening in the Desserin Valley when the C Team was not there, and that there was a Team X who showed up to try to fix things and made things worse, that were essentially incompetent at this task. And after some of your research was concluded, you learned that it was the Resplendent Travelers once again trying to pose as Team X and trying to take over a contract without anyone's knowledge.
That's twice.
That you know of.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, Omen's rule is everybody gets one.
So, and you can see that on the scrying screen. You can see from your box.
We will be investigating creative means of resolution.
But you can hear the crowd starts to chant and cheer as both teams emerge onto the cinnamon beaches of the river, which I have not named. But now you can see that the golden cacao bean is potentially within your reach. You just have to figure out a way to cross 100 feet of a rapidly moving chocolate river and scale approximately 100 feet of an erupting fudge volcano.
Have an idea. Are there trees on the other side of this river by that volcano?
On the other side, yes, there's about a 20-foot distance between the riverbank and where the trees start, where it's just this brown sugar cinnamon beach.
Excellent. And I'm
And that
carrying,
beach is
you
a
know,
good that beach is a good 100, like 250 300 feet away. Uh-oh.
I'm carrying Eno and Drenmai.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tree stride with them. 500 feet, right across the water.
I knew
To
it.
the other bank. Now you
To
know
the
that
bank.
the volcano is just in the middle of the river.
Well, that's what I'm asking. There's trees on the volcano, right?
No. There's no trees on the volcano. Which
Oh,
I'm sorry, I misunderstood
it's
the
fine.
question.
Ah,
I
it's
can
just-
get you, Thanuk. It's fine. It's fine. I can get you. Because
A+ idea.
I have this wonderful cantrip called Shape Water. And there is always, in fact, water inside chocolate. I'm gonna freeze us little steps of chocolate across the river.
Frogger mode, go!
So-
Exactly, Frogger mode.
What? Okay. So hang on. Let me make sure I understand the mechanics.
I can freeze the water for an hour.
Okay. Let me see. I
As
just
long
want to
as
see
there's
what
no
the.
creatures in
So
it.
this is shape water. Hang on. I got to make because we have to apply this to liquid chocolate now, and it could change. You never know. Shape. Shatter. No. Shape change. What? Where's
Shape Water. Sorcerer. Cantrip.
shape change? Why am I
Where's it
not
from?
seeing it here?
Shape Water? That should be...
Is it control water or shape water?
It might
no,
be
Shape Water.
shape water is not in here. It goes from shape change, it goes from sequester to shape change to shatter.
I also have Shatter, but that's not gonna
That's not going to help us. Well, it might. You never know.
Elemental evil.
Well, duh.
Right, but it's not in the player's handbook.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
in. Hang on, I have that.
Elemental Evil Player's
I have
Companion,
that.
page 164, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Love my Shape Water. It fits well with my character.
Page 164.
You should
No,
consult-
that's not it.
The Book of Elemental Evil.
And you can see I can cast it multiple times. I just can't have no more than 2 of its effects active. So we
Player's
just have to
Companion.
step it. And so as Thanuk is going to the next one, I have to remove the prior one.
Oh, so you're gonna make. So you're gonna make a section. Everyone's
I have
gonna
to-
get on
I
it.
have to, yeah. Thanuk's gonna have to do some because I can do 2.
And how big is it allowed to be? How big of a section?
It's 5 foot squares. 5 foot. Well,
Oh,
5 foot
okay. So
cube.
everyone's carrying him. Okay. Or he's carrying everyone. Not everyone's carrying
Yeah.
Thunuk. That would be. Oh, here we go. Shape water. Okay, yeah. You choose an area of water you see with 5 foot cube. You manipulate it into one of the following ways. Instantly. Form simple shapes. Freeze the water, provided that there are no creatures in
Mhm.
it. The water unfreezes in 1 hour.
Mhm.
Okay. All
But
right.
she can dismiss. She can dismiss the effect with an
Yeah.
action. too.
But it's also it's a cantrip, so it's not gonna.
Yeah, I can just do it again and again and again and again.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just can't have more than two active at the same time.
Yes.
Right.
So
Excellent. So you just from Thunuk's back, you cast the first. Are you casting like right on the shore, or like what's your?
yeah, I'll be like Thanuk, and then I'll freeze like a cube of it, so it's pretty obvious. And I can also change the color, so I could make it like if this.
Well, you
is-
can only do one effect at a time.
Oh yeah, one
Yeah.
of so, but you'll obviously see that it's a non-moving cube of chocolate, and be like Thanuk,
It
just
blorps.
go ahead. You're gonna have to trust me on this. But
Okay.
if you make the steps, just start leaping, and I'll make it so that you don't land in the chocolate.
Okay. You can
So just
swim
go.
though, just in case, right?
Yes, I can
Okay.
swim.
All right, let's go. I can do this.
Okay. So, as he's
Well-
doing his jump, I'll just be like, "Poof."
Well, we need to do some timing here. So we need to get. So the first thing
Okay.
I need from Thunuk is a dexterity check.
Okay. One moment. 13.
I give you bardic inspiration. Add a D8 to that.
Do you roll it or do I forget?
You roll it.
Okay.
He's just giving you the
Ooh,
die.
That was a full 8, so 21 total.
Okay, so you are able to you're able to take the first 5 steps. You and Dren have the timing down pretty well, where it's boop 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 boop. You're able to hop pretty well. You still have Eno. Eno's you got it, buddy. But let's get another one here. Let us get the next dexterity check to make sure that your timing is still where it needs to be.
10?
I give you bardic inspiration again. Add another D8.
11.
Damn it!
So that's your total is 11.
Yes.
Take advantage, man.
Yo, yeah, I forgot. I have charges. I'll take advantage.
we got these charges.
Okay. We will
You
take.
hear from Brent somewhere.
Take
Stands.
advantage.
Yeah, you do. You hear that up from the stands.
17.
Somehow- 17. All right. That allows you to you almost start to lose your footing and slip off because you get a little too close to the edge, and the whole thing starts to tip to the one side, but you're able to quick adjust and make it and get that done.
As we wobble, I go, oh shit, and I cast Cat's Grace on Thunuk.
Okay.
And so, Dren, unfortunately, you lose your 7 temporary hit points.
Okay, I'll remember that.
But Thunuk now has advantage on dexterity checks.
Okay.
Excellent.
And you also don't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if you aren't incapacitated. So you now have
Nice.
Cat's Grace.
Let us get another dexterity check here for you making, because Dren's still which this is very like Frozone kind of situation here.
Pretty much.
All right, that was an 11.
Did you do advantage?
With advantage.
Yeah. My
Bro.
second roll was a 6.
Shit.
You as you hit one of them, as you hit the last little frozen cube of chocolatey goodness there, the last little bit of pudding pop, the whole cube just lurches to the one side and dumps you all into the river of chocolate. So now
But it's only knee deep.
no, it is not. It is stand up. What? Yeah, it is deep. And you see that you are now being rushed down river towards some of the rock candy protrusions that are sticking up through the through the river there. I need you all to make some kind of check, however you want to do this: athletics, strength, dexterity, to see if you can grab onto one of them, or if you have another solution to this problem.
I would like to. It's gonna be a dex check for everyone else, possibly, or like acrobatics or something, or maybe even strength.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to, if that fails, I'd try to put up a 5-foot wall of chocolate to at least stop from going down, and then we're just gonna have to grapple up onto the shore.
Okay.
So maybe strength.
Like a chocolate boat.
But it'd be a 5-foot boat.
I'm kidding.
So we'd all have to be piled on top of Thunuk. You're like, ee!
Make a little floaty.
Chocolate raft.
Chocolate floaty.
But then that's still, we're going downstream. I don't want to be downstream. I want those assholes up there.
Chocolate grappling hook.
Wait, these are Wonder Twins?
God damn it! Control
Form on
water,
a chocolate grabbing hook.
It's a simple solution.
Nope. Dren's not that clever. Well, she might be, but it's a chocolate wall immediately.
Okay, so
And then it's
in
gonna
other
have to
words, so everyone will hit the chocolate wall, and that way you'll have a moment
You have to grab onto the shore.
Well, you're not the shore. This is like you're still in the middle. You're only about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway across the river.
How big is this river?
It's a big river, and you're trying to freeze chocolates across it. Stop complaining.
I mean, like 5 feet at a time, so yeah, it's a big ass river.
Come on now.
Okay, so I've stopped people. Everyone
Yes.
else has to figure out how we get out of it.
Yes. So you're like now up against.
I'll make it like a scoop.
Yeah.
I'll make it the scoop.
it's a slight
I just
curve.
kind of shoopoofed everyone into this little chocolate
Okay.
curve.
Yeah, it's a slight little curve. It's caught. You guys are like in like the wake of this thing. Chocolate, the chocolate river is kind of sloshing up into your faces as you're trying to like keep your heads above water.
Dren. No, let me ask first. Let me ask the DM.
Mm-hmm.
How can I see the bean from here, and how far is it?
It's still a good 50 feet to the shore and another 100 feet up.
So it's really only 100 feet, 150 feet or so.
Hang on a second. I'll tell you in a second.
Are you doing the hypotenuse?
Yeah, so plus, and then I want the square root of that. Where's the square root? There it is. That can't be right. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So if it's
But
50
within
feet,
500
Power 10
feet,
if
right?
you want to make it easier.
so 50 times 50 is 2,500. And then 100 times 100 is that, plus, so then equals C squared. So if I square root that, it's saying, oh, it's 111 feet away. 112 feet away.
So the chocolate river is
Mhm.
is hitting me in the face, and I'm like, Dren, and I swallow some chocolate.
Yum,
Remember
yum,
when
yum,
I
yum, yum.
remember when I got your lantern from that camp?
Oh shit! Are we dimensioning door? And we're gonna bring all the chocolate
can't-
with us.
I can't bring Thunuk.
Bye. Sorry, guy, you fucked up.
Felix just like, I got it. Nah.
Are you gonna be okay, Thunuk?
I think so. I'll be
Okay.
fine.
I mean,
'Cause we're abandoning
make,
you.
I could make a 10-foot wall, and then I could just kind of like, if you could chocolate swim to the shore, I could just keep walling it, and you could swim to the shore.
I think I'll be fine. Yeah.
Should we get to the shore first, or just go from here?
Well, we need to get to the shore so we can get Thanook out. We can't let him drown
Okay,
in
let's help
chocolate.
get Thunuk out, and then we're gonna do this. All right.
Okay.
So, what was your plan? Make some more walls.
Yeah, well, to help Thanook, because I could keep him two at the same time, so I could make like a 10-foot wall, and then if he can swim, then I could just keep kind of like
there you go.
wall it.
Yeah, so you're kind of like moving yourself along and just putting, yeah. Okay.
So that's like the best that I could do, because
Well, this case it's going much slower, so there's less timing required.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming that Dren's still in the pole position there on the on the head, and I'm sure that at this point I hope Thunuk has let Eno go.
Yeah.
think
I would
he-
imagine.
I think he lost his grip when he
Yeah.
slipped.
So
Okay,
you're able to slowly pull yourself across this river onto the shore, which is more of this brown sugar cinnamon mix, and this time it also appears to have like just big old chunks of like chocolate bar like mixed in there. And now you see that you are at the base of Mount Etna, this fudge volcano that is, you seeing bits of liquefied red velvet coming out of the top, and you can see now about 100 feet away, well, you can't really see it because it's up over top of the caldera. You can see that there is the golden, or at least that's where the golden cacao bean would be.
Okay. So, I'm like, hey, Thunuk, you want to be invisible?
That's the thing. I you sure? Yeah.
Okay. Dren and I, we go up and we grab the bean. And how far away are we, like, from the people, the bad guys?
At this point, you can't see them. You're on your side of the volcano.
Okay, we're
so-
back on our side of the thing.
Yeah,
right?
you're on your side. So
And we have to take the thing back to our base,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All right. So Thunuk, I'm gonna cast invisibility on you. You head back to our base. Dren and I are gonna grab the bean, and then get as far back as we can, and we'll meet you back there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure you don't want me to come with you?
I can't take you. I'm sorry, you're too big, man.
Well, I mean, like, what if we have to fight those guys? You might want me there. That one looks kind of
Yeah, but
tough.
but I can get up there and back to our side of the river.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or we dimension Doreen stealing the.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We're gonna dimension door up to the bean and then dimension door back to our side of the river.
Beautiful.
So I mean, I don't even need to turn you invisible. If you want to just wait here,
Sure.
it should only take us like a minute, maybe.
Okay. But
Okay,
I'll have to meet you on the other side of the river, though.
No. You stay here and
Yeah.
make sure E doesn't leave. No, you stay here. You just stay here.
Okay.
You just hang tight. All right.
We're coming with you. No,
No.
you
Stay
stay
here.
here.
Yeah.
Make sure
E
E-
doesn't
Oh!
I'm gonna get 7 hit points back real quick though. I cast bonus action heal.
Okay.
So back up to 40 now. All right. So I look at Dren. I'm like, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right. So, I hold out my hand
Mm-hmm.
to like hold up my hand. I don't want to, I don't want to just. Eno doesn't really like to touch people, and so he wants to like make sure that it's okay. So
Mhm.
he holds out his
I
hand.
hug,
Okay.
or I hug his arm.
Like that. And I go, all right, let's do it. And with the other hand, I go woo with the slide whistle, and we dimension door up to the top of the volcano.
Okay. And the door puts you out on the very rim of the caldera.
Okay.
And you can see now that there is this shining golden, single golden cacao bean floating over the top of. Now it's so that the very top of it is about 50 feet across, and underneath you can see it's a roiling, bubbling lava pool of red velvet, and it's floating, just hanging there over the top.
Mage hand it. Mage hand it. Mage hand
And
it.
as you pop out, you see a set of hands come up on the other side of the rim and pull themselves up, and here you see Sophia, who is the half-elf ranger, and Blast, the half-orc barbarian, pull themselves up onto the rim as well, and immediately lock eyes on you.
Are they on the other side?
They're on
of
the
it, or are
opposite
they-
side. Yeah.
Okay. Mage hand only goes 30 feet.
How far away is it?
Oh, if it's in the middle, it'd be 25. Because
Oh.
it's 50
Nah,
feet across.
Nah.
All right.
Mage hand it.
Shit.
Joint that shit
Yeah.
and get
I
out.
cast Gummy Mage Hand. Gummy Mage Hand.
Mm.
And go get me that bean.
And as your gummy mage hand goes out to get the bean, Sophia.
No, I cast it right next to the bean.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
It's
So,
already there.
so right as it comes into existence, and it goes to grab onto it, Sophia, you see quickly draws her bow and fires her bow, and whatever the arrow was, whatever pretzel rod it was, turns into these red vines, and it grapples around the mage hand and around the golden bean as well. And you can see there's a grapple tied to it, and she starts pulling back on it.
Oh shit, son. I polymorph her into
A frog or something.
into a
Crunchy frog.
into a gummy bear.
Is there a save throw on this? Does she get to save for polymorph?
Unwilling
Polymorph,
target's gonna
it's a
save.
wisdom save.
Wisdom
Yeah,
save.
unwilling target's gonna wisdom
DC
save.
16 wisdom
DC
save.
16.
Eat it.
That's a clean 19, so I think she went
Shit.
ahead and.
Bardic inspiration disadvantage or not disadvantage minus D8.
Are you allowed to do that?
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah, he can.
Bardic.
Yeah,
Minus
you can.
the D8.
He can shave numbers off.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
this is
the
my
great
D8.
part
Cutting
about
words.
it.
It's cutting words. Yeah. I say oh bless your heart.
Oh,
So that would be -4, so that would take her down to a
You and
15.
your
15, but she
squishy-gooey
does have a
center.
modifier on that. She's able to withstand being polymorphed into a gummy bear, but she gives you a look. She knows
Okay,
what you
now-
tried to do.
Blight her, I guess.
There is a look that she gives you.
Also, I'd like to spend my remaining points to have her die of aneurysm.
Fine, I
Sugar-based
will
aneurysm.
blight her. I'll cast it at the 4th level blight.
So how does
Fuck you! You can't have it.
how
God damn
how
it,
does blight work
fine.
in our Candyland?
So
Because usually it's just
Because-
dead.
It ferments
no,
the sugar.
it sucks. I'm thinking that it sucks all of vitality and moisture. So I'm thinking instead of it taking all of her,
It drops her
like,
blood sugar
vitality-
dangerously low.
No. It adds it. I want her to crystallize, like the glucose in her system crystallizes.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
So
That's even
it's gonna be
worse. That's somehow
painful.
worse.
And then
Yeah.
she dies.
She gets to do a con save, but
Okay. And what
uh,
is the number she needs to hit?
you're gonna have to hit 16.
A 16.
Yes.
Arctic's phrase.
She
And,
does
yeah, you
not
do
make
cutting-
her con save.
Can you do
Okay,
cutting
yeah,
more,
sure.
more than once around out of
I'm
curiosity?
actually out of
Oh,
charges. Already.
Good use of it though.
Use all 4.
Yeah. So this is
Hold on.
well, it's got to be non-lethal, so it can't really turn her blood to sludge. But
No, it just crystallizes. So I'm thinking that it's
That's
almost
not
like having
better!
razor blades. Yeah.
inside though, that's not good.
No, but it won't kill you. It'll
yes,
just
it will.
Well, they did say any spells that would kill won't kill.
Exactly. So I just want it to hurt like hell because she's trying to touch my golden nut.
So
Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, come back. 6, 7, 8, 9. 98. That's
God damn.
46 crystallizing blood damage.
46 crystallizing. Okay.
This is why necromancers can't play in Sugar Smash.
Uh,
right?
It's true.
So-
They're like, no necromancers.
You can see that all of a sudden it's like you can see by the look on her face that she is getting the absolute worst sugar migraine you've ever seen. And she drops to one knee, but she maintains the hold on the red vine in order to hold, so you're not able to yank this away. And Blast the Barbarian lets out a barbaric yawp and draws out this great axe looking thing that is basically it's basically a giant candy cane with two, it looks to be sharpened, if you ever seen the round red and white peppermint candies, you know what I'm talking about? It's like got the stripes, with two of those on the end of it. And he starts running around the edge of the caldera towards you. Now, down at the bottom on the beach, Thilnik, you find yourself standing there waiting and trying. You know, they said they were going to be right back, and they didn't come right back. But a large, rotund gentleman comes walking down the beach. He's carrying his boots in his hand, ever so casually. Red. He's got like this red hair. It looks like he's got like it's just like slicked back, and he's got this big bushy red mustache that's curled up. You know, like he spent some time curling this thing up, and a little tiny little goatee right there, and beady eyes, ruddy face, and he comes walking up and he says, "It's a good day, isn't it? Fancy meeting you here."
Okay, there's a lot of candy around and food.
Yes,
It's kind of nice.
It
yeah.
is wonderful.
But it's not. Why fancy meeting me here? I mean, we are taking part in this contest.
Oh, we
want
are.
to meet
But
each other.
don't you think it would be better if we were friends?
Always better to be friends. But
I need
this
you
is
to
a
make.
contest.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh crap. Well, hey. 19 plus 27.
Ah, very good. You felt with those words that he was attempting to do something to your brain.
Is he within reaching distance?
He is within reaching distance. He was trying to force you to be his friend.
Drown
That's
him.
rude. I shake my head and like, that was very rude. I would have been your friend anyway, but that was rude. And I grab him.
And that's a good place for us to end this week's game.
Damn it! I gotta remember what I was
Strangled
gonna
him.
do now. All right.
So, well, you are up on the Caldera
Make
Rim
those notes.
Yeah.
playing tug of war with Sophia as you're
There's
trying
a
to grab,
truckload of hit points, apparently.
and you've got Blast the barbarian running around because he sees bad things happening here, and you have now Haverford having been grappled by Thunic Gentletrunk, and that is
To be
where we will.
fair, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was gonna say, because this is where we will pick up next week. I think this is a good place.
Drin has like 80 some hit points, and Hugon had like close to 105.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you did 50% damage.
hmm
So
And it's gonna hurt for her to be, move.
Alive.
period.
there's going to be things. There's going to be consequences and repercussions. For the folks who tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in and watching us or listening to us on the podcast or YouTube or wherever you consume us. We're going to be right back with Table Talk, so stay tuned. back with some table talk. Gideon
Sure.
had to leave to do adulting things. So it's just going to be the four of us today. And we are going to start with Quadrant 4, which is Eno, who is now known as Roz or Purple Monkey Robots.
Currently.
It can all change.
So, first of all, this has got to be one of my favorite episodes, like so far that we've done. Easily top 10, maybe top 5. So there were so many things that were just tremendously awesome. From the exploding confectionery frogs. To I'd have to say that my favorite moment is probably the Dren turning the chocolate into stairs and Thunuk making his way across. That was pretty choice. I don't know how.
It's a creative solution to that problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so many good moments, but that was probably right up there.
Moving in an anti-clockwise fashion, that would usually bring us over to Gideon, but he is now just the Void. So that would now be Thunuk Gentletrunk, who is now known as the Viking Goat. Meh.
That was that just off the cuff, that song that you did? Because that's always golden.
I wrote it on the brink. I came up with it as I was walking down the hall, and I came back and I.
Cool.
That's
That
so
was
unbelievably
excellent.
impressive.
I'm actually a little bit envious of that sort of ability, because sometimes I'm sitting here going, la 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 songs. I'll never be able to. What the hell? But yeah, no, the chocolate steps is also that was a great idea. But all I could think of was, I have a -2 dex checks. This is not gonna pan
I
out.
know.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be tricky, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was totally worth a
It's
shot.
fun. The fun is, there's as much fun in failure as there is in success. It's the great thing about this game.
That's what I like about D&D and RPGs in general, is it doesn't matter how well you did, because that's cool and all, but it's when you screw up that the fun stuff happens.
Yeah. Well, think of like all some of the best reactions at some of like the Ack Inc. games, and it's come from like Jerry rolling a 1, or like Straub on his very first roll on his very first game of playing Cathris Straub on the Ack Inc. game at PAX, and his very first one is a 1. It's like,
his very first roll.
Oh yeah, but that's as fun, if not more so, than like, oh yeah, that we did this cool thing. I mean, the cool things are cool, but there's fun to be had in failure in this game. So, moving along to Dren My Dreamweaver, now known as Clues.
I think I gotta give it to this lady Jujubes. Because it was just a funny visual. Just all these, because they're so tiny. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Is glorious.
I
trying to come up with the different, or like just even trying to figure out, like, okay, I got this lightning thing. How am I gonna make that crackle and shit? It's like, okay, coming up with the candy options for the different spells and like visuals. That was entertaining.
I think that was probably my favorite part of the game from all of you, was all the different visuals that you were able to cook up to make everything work, to make it work within this silly little, thing. I saw Roz right before we came online dropped like this list of how he adapted all of his spells. It's like, oh my god, this is brilliant! I can't wait to see what the rest. And it was just. That was so much fun. The rules comment, always fun. Just to the rules actually say that you gotta do it this way. guys, people, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Jerk, that guy.
I went into a hobby store near here to go buy dice. This is years ago. And I walk in, and there's a group playing, I think it was D&D in the front, and there was another pair of people. I don't remember if they were playing an RPG, if they were playing some kind of like Warhammer type thing, or if they were playing a card game. I want to say there was miniatures involved. I don't remember. But as I was walking back there, they were having that rules argument. Well, actually, the rules say this. Well, actually, in this situation, the rules say this. And it was just like, God, guys, really? You don't have to play to the stereotype. And then on the way out, I was checking out, and one of the dudes at the RPG table was having a war with hygiene on all fronts. And it was once again, dude, you don't have to live the stereotype. There's... Please... for your own sake, you don't have to live the stereotype. But yeah, the adaptations for the candy were amazing. The song, as always, phenomenal. It'll be showing up on the Eno mixtape eventually. I'm gonna put that together. Yeah, there was just a lot. I think my favorite thing though is whenever I can throw a challenge at you guys and see how you're gonna come up with a creative solution to it. I'm going to put a tiny little thing you need at the top of a volcano in the middle of a lake. And in my earlier D&D years, I would have tried to have come up with every possible solution that you would have come up with, so that way I could, I know what they're going to do and I'm going to have a reaction for it. And now I've learned, no, just put the challenge there and let them have at it. And you guys
And
did
then try
not.
and thwart us at every axis.
Well, yeah, it's natural, right? If you're trying to run and cast spells at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, there should be some dexterity involved here. Yeah. And I think that's what something I had to learn was letting go and just playing along with whatever's going on. Just create the framework. You don't have to micromanage every situation here. And that was where I used to spend weeks planning, and then only to find 5 minutes into the game, we're going to go off the rails, and just well, just throw all this shit out. It's done. So you guys have never disappointed when I've thrown a challenge like this at you, and this is no change. Where, Howard, I never thought, I forgot you had Dimension Door, and that's how he's going to get to the top of this thing. And I forgot that, shape water, and is chocolate not water? And, finding a way across there, and all the different ways of playing within the problem and finding a creative solution, a way to take something that you wouldn't ordinarily think would be the solution to it, and then doing that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we resolve our conflict with the Resplendent Travelers next week. The question I have for you is a two-parter. Since we're dealing with Candyland, what was your favorite candy as a kid? And is it the same one now, or has that shifted? Do you have a new favorite candy now as a grown-up? Like, what was like when you went out trick-or-treating, like what was like, damn, we hit the payload? Not just because they gave you the full-sized bars. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different criteria. But like, what was like the one you would trade for? This was like the go-to. And then what's the one now, if that has changed? Because I think most people have a different candy as an adult, as they would say, is like the candy.
For me, when I was a kid, it was always the Snickers and then the Reese's cups.
Okay. Cups or
But
pieces?
Cups.
Okay.
Pieces are fine, but cups were it.
Right.
And then now I'm just all about the sour, the better. Like sour straws. I love sour straws. Probably my favorite.
Sour Patch Kids, things like that.
Sour, yeah.
Yep.
Or lollipops. Those were really good as a kid too. Blue raspberry.
Okay.
Dum-dums.
Would I basically, when I given the choice as a kid, I would take a Snickers bar over anything else
Okay.
in the world.
Okay.
And then I learned about Reese's Cups when I moved here, and I thought, oh, this is the best thing ever. But
You got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
and I never even saw those advertisements. But no, eventually my favorite is something that I used to love as a kid anyway, but it wasn't my favorite. It's just I mean, you're a kid, you love all candy,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to find here. It's a licorice and what do you call it? Marzipan, like
Hmm.
sandwiched together.
Hmm. That's interesting. What's it called?
It's really
does,
good.
Does it have a
I don't-
name?
I just call it licorice. No, it usually comes in a bag of things like of like regular licorice and a little bits of licorice too. With there's always some amount of licorice and what that one word I just used a second ago.
Marzipan.
Together in there. Marzipan. Yeah.
Marzipan.
kid.
Marzipan. We have a proto-human on the stream.
He wanted to say hi.
Hi, man.
Hi, Alex.
What's up, dude?
Also, I'm more of a sweets person than sour.
You're a sweets person more than sour.
What's your favorite candy?
What's your favorite candy?
It's a hard choice, actually.
That is a hard choice.
It is. At your age, that is a hard choice, man.
All the candy.
What size?
Any size. Favorite candy.
The biggest
Well,
candy.
I like the big ones.
Okay.
I like his criteria.
The more the better.
The more that listen, his favorite candy is whatever is the most candy right now. I like
exactly.
And chocolate, I guess chocolate kinds are the most.
Chocolate.
it. Okay. So like a giant Hershey's bar like that.
Big Hershey bar.
Hershey bar?
Just big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can show you something else that's about that size in chocolate.
What do you have that's big?
Uh-oh.
He's stashing baby
Uh-oh.
on me.
Here comes the
Uh-oh.
advertisement section.
Ample sponsorship opportunities are available.
Yeah. I really liked Willy Wonka candies, like Wacky Wafers,
Mm-hmm.
This is actually-
Smarties.
Oh,
Oh,
from
Smarties.
Oh, there we go.
Look how big that is.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
dude.
That's really big.
Is it a bunny? Oh, it's a chocolate
Bunny.
bunny.
Chocolate
It's
bunny.
a chocolate bunny.
The size of your
Yeah,
arm,
because your
dude.
arm.
Size of my arm.
Nice. Nice.
Chocolate Bunny was one of the options for a polymorph that I had. When I was like, Chocolate Bunny, animal crackers, Gummy Bear,
I love all of that.
Gingerbread Man.
Man, now I'm thinking about like all the candy stuff I did as a kid. One of my favorite things to do was you're not supposed to bring food to a movie theater, but tell a kid that they don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Bring a bottle of Coke and a
Mm.
licorice straw.
And you drink it through the straw.
Drank it through
Yeah.
the straw. It was the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm. My teeth hurt just thinking about that now.
Yeah.
How I even have teeth anymore, had teeth until my grown-up teeth came in. I don't know.
So Raj, you said like the Willy Wonka stuff, like the wacky wafers. Nerds, I think was one of them. Was one of the Willy Wonka ones.
Yeah, bottle caps.
Okay, yeah.
Really like bottle- I don't remember if that's Willy Wonka or not. I think it is.
The ones that they're like now you look at them, you're like it's just basically styrofoam, but made of sugar.
Well, what?
Isn't that the bottle caps? Which one is that?
Oh no, you're thinking of Necco wafers.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Those are awful. I
Those are
never liked
trash.
those. Yeah, they're awful. I mean, as far as chocolate bars, Three Musketeers. You know,
Mhm.
those are probably my favorite.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit was pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good. When I
I'll
was
eat any candy. Shit, if it's sugar in it, you know.
when I was a kid, it was I think Snickers, Reese's Pieces and Cups, and I'd say that Three Musketeers was a big one. I can't eat Three Musketeers now. It's too sweet.
Too sweet.
But I always had to trade at Halloween. I had to trade away my Three Musketeers because my brother has a really bad peanut allergy. So if he ended up with any of the peanut stuff, the Snickers, the Reese's Pieces, anything like that, I would get them. But in exchange, I had to give him a piece of candy, and so he would get to choose. So he would basically take all of my Three Musketeers, and I still a good deal on my end,
Yeah,
But-
but still, that's a sacrifice that you made.
It is. I made it for my brother because I had to, because my parents made me. Now I think I'm kind of in the peanut realm where if I'm not really a candy bar person, but I think Snickers Butterfinger if I'm really wanting something sweet. Reese's, especially now they have the Reese's cups that have the Reese's pieces in them. So that's like,
If you're into the
I didn't know
more
that.
stuff, you should have
Yeah.
a Mr. Goodbar.
I have not had one of those in a very, very long time.
That's my, if I'm like, I don't often get the chocolate craving, but I
Mhm.
also like to have the peanut. I tend to go towards the Mr. Goodbar. It's like the perfect amount of chocolate and peanut.
I'll have to try that one then. Yeah,
Mhm.
now I find that most of it is just so sweet that without the peanut butter in there to kind of cut it, now it's ice cream. I can devour just about any ice cream you can put in front of me, and it's, I mean, because Ben and Jerry sells them in those single serving packages, so
Those are so dangerous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I only buy like one maybe every other month.
Yeah, I go through a half gallon of ice cream in, if I'm lucky, 3 days.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm an ice cream fiend. I just
Can't have that in the house. Can't have that in the house.
Does ice cream disappear in your house? Mm-hmm.
That's well. I actually have. I can't keep cookies or cakes or ice cream in the house because I will just walk by it and eat.
Yep.
And walk by and eat.
It just consumes.
It's crazy. And you don't even realize it. It's crazy. You walk by, oh, I'll have a cookie. Walk by, oh, I'll have a cookie. Oh, I'll have a cookie. Where are all the cookies?
Yeah.
In my
Nope.
belly. If there's one candy you could have removed from the candy Parthenon, what would it be?
Mary Jane's.
What's a Mary Jane?
Oh God, they will just remove all of your fillings. If I remember them correctly.
Good.
Huh?
Yeah, they're not that good.
Sticky.
either.
It's like
Yeah,
really,
Mary
it's like really bad
I would-
taffy.
I would
Oh,
piss
those
off
things.
a lot of the world and say I would get rid of licorice.
All licorice or just specifically black licorice?
Black licorice.
Okay.
I don't
How?
mind. I don't mind red licorice. I
Mhm.
don't think it's good, but I don't mind it.
Mm.
Black licorice, I think, is devil spawn.
This anti-licorice rhetoric is hurtful.
Yes,
I knew
Place
somebody
here.
would be a licorice lover.
But here's
And
here's
should
the
be
thing.
ashamed.
I can't find good licorice in this country. Like American-made licorice is garbage.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. Just like our chocolate.
Scandinavian licorice.
Okay, fine. Let me try this one. See if this one makes it. The circus peanuts.
Oh,
Anyone eat those?
Yeah.
those go.
Marshmallow.
Okay, good.
I'm
Those can
fine
all
with
go
that.
then.
it's a bit they
They're
just
not
look-
even marshmallow.
They're not good
Are
marshmallow.
they?
no.
No,
they're
they're
not-
they're hard.
I don't
Like-
think they're marshmallow.
I know. What am I
they're,
thinking
They
of?
were.
they're more closer to a wafer than they are
Yeah.
to a marshmallow.
Yeah,
You're thinking of Peeps, maybe.
maybe. But both of them, you just look at them and the skin on your teeth just starts to curl off. Like the enamel just is like, nope, I'm out. I'm not gonna let you do this to me.
It is marshmallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of, but it's like a dense, like not
Yeah,
a
it's
good
bad
marshmallow.
It's like dehydrated marshmallow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like almost like it's like breakfast cereal marshmallow.
But bad.
Yeah, but worse. I think I'd have to get rid of Smarties.
I don't mind Smarties.
I don't-
Smarties are fun.
I just don't like them. I don't know. Nah.
So
They're fine. They don't bother me.
the circus peanut got popular back in 1941 during the war rationing. So that should tell you all
Yeah.
you need to know.
Well, I tell you what, the ones that if you go get circus peanuts now, they were probably made back in 1941.
Probably.
I just,
Still working off the same supply.
Maybe now that I'm adult, because I remember getting those wax Coke bottles when I was a kid. It was so cool. But now, no.
Mhm.
Gross. Throw them all out.
When we first moved in here, we went to the deli. I went to the deli down the street. I remember my wife saying that she remembers as a kid loving Hugs. If you remember the little fruit juice that's like in a little barrel, and it looks like a little hand grenade. Basically, it's a
I
sugar
do remember
grenade,
them. Mhm.
and you twist the top off, and so I got one for her. I was like, hey, they had this at the and she had. She's like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had. It's nothing but sugar. Oh God.
It's so much more memorable as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like bit of honey. That was a tooth breaker.
Mm-hmm.
I think I used to like bit of honey as a kid. Now I'd be like, I value my teeth being whole.
Never had that either.
It's an old candy.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. It sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
There's-
Oh, I know what I would get rid of forever. Good and Plenty. Fuck that candy. No,
It's not
that is.
bad.
Oh, I hate Good and Plenty so
I would-
much.
You don't like licorice, and it's licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
The only good
Ugh.
thing about it, but you can substitute chiclets for it, is that you can pretend like it's teeth and you can spit them out. But chiclets will do the
No.
same thing.
That should not be anywhere
Yeah.
near my mouth, ever.
They had like a lot of them. They had, Mike and Ike's,
Mhm. Red Hots, hot
the Red
tamales.
Lemon Heads, or Lemon something.
No, you're right. Lemon Heads was one of them.
Lemon one, yeah.
Yeah.
There was like at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, all in that kind of Mike and Ike's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Mike and Ike's family.
Yeah. Oh, like that weird. Like the
Little thing.
the red hots, or no, it was like the hot tamales or the red tamales or something like that, or
I think it was hot tamales.
yeah, and they were like just overpoweringly cinnamon.
Very cinnamon.
Yeah.
They weren't very hot
No.
or anything.
It was more like you're having an allergic reaction to it. That's the burning on your tongue. It's your body's just
remember-
rejecting it.
I remember when atomic fireballs were just, oh my god, I can't eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't. It's too much.
And now you're like, whatever. I had a
Yeah,
jalapeno the other day, and this is nothing. Yeah, that was it.
Dead to me.
I had some friends that would, during recess, would sneak off the playground, go down the street to there's a little like general store. They would buy a bunch of candy, bring it back, and they'd sell the candy. And the big thing was the atomic warheads. The lemon heads were like I think the really super sour ones, like all of like the the super sour stuff. And I actually had someone for a while. They would sell me little, if you remember Lifesavers, they used to have like little, like it was called Lifesavers holes, and it was shaped like the hole of the Lifesaver, and it came in a little plastic container that was about the size of a pack of Lifesavers, but it was like little mints. You'd pop them out, and they would sell me those things, but they would fill them with basically the powdered Gatorade, and I would eat that straight because it's awesome.
I just remembered there used to be, I used to go to somebody's house. It was my uncle's house, or it was like, no, I think it was this, there was an older lady that my mom would visit. I think it was her house. And there was like these lollipops that she would give me, and they had like, they were kind of like big. They had it was like this big lollipop.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know what the hell they were called. They didn't have like a, they didn't have like a name on them,
Mm-hmm.
but they were so good. I have no idea. Maybe she made them. I have no idea.
She
but
might have.
They were really, really good.
Just giant lollipops.
I have no idea what the hell the lollipop was called. They were
It's like
just
a
big
giant
lollipop.
pinwheel or something.
No, they were it was like
Because it was like a
ball.
globe, right? It was like a full sphere, like a
yeah.
almost like a jawbreaker on top of a stick.
Huge, but like bigger than, certainly way bigger than a Dum Dum.
Oh,
Dum
yeah.
Dum is a tiny lollipop. Now this
Mhm.
was like, substantial lollipop.
Bigger than a Tootsie
No
Pop.
Bigger than a Tootsie Pop, yeah.
Bigger than a Tootsie Pop.
And very spherical, like more spherical than.
Hmm.
Maybe someday I'll figure it out.
Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Well, that brings us to the end of Table Talk. We've discussed some very important issues that are going to be affecting the candy world now and in the future. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing some legislation coming down very soon that'll help ensure a bright candy future for this and future generations.
The sugar futures.
Sugar futures. What do we have on tap this week with programming things?
For tomorrow night, I don't entirely know. My week kind of got scrapped when I got stung by that yellow jacket, so a lot of my preparing for the tomorrow night fell apart. I think I'll try and figure out a way to heat up a bean bag so I can actually loosen up the glue in my phone and replace the broken screen. And then I'm still playing Super Mario World on Tuesday nights during late to the game.
Excellent.
Provided, of course, nature decides to not knock out my internet and or Wi-Fi like it has been.
And are we seeing some story time with Roz this week?
Maybe. See, the problem is now, like, the desire to play Kentucky Route Zero has been very quickly supplanted by Elite Dangerous, and it's very, very difficult for me to go, okay, I'm gonna play Kentucky Route Zero. I'm gonna stream it.
Well, go ahead and stream the other thing.
Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe.
It's chill.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Yeah, think about it. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll think about it because honestly, like, I can't stop playing this game. Like, I can't stop playing it now. Like, I wanna give them more money so that I can get paint jobs now for my ships. Like, they give you like the Arcs bucks or whatever, you know, every
Mhm.
week they give you a trickle, and I haven't spent any of them yet. Yeah, I got like 1,200 Arcs bucks, but you can get a maximum of 400 a week. So it's gonna take me like a month or 2 months to get like a nice paint job, you know, and then let alone all the cool other things you can get. So anyway, but yeah, I can't stop playing Elite Dangerous. It's very good. It's very good. It's very, very, very good.
Well, that's a well-designed game then, I guess.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can't get myself together now that my big home project is finished. I'm going to see if I can start building the Transformers card game in Tabletop Simulator to see if I can make it work properly and maybe play some Transformers with cards that'll actually win. Who
Nice.
knows?
That'd be neat.
Yeah, it would be neat. Winning is an interesting feeling. I'm not used to it. Cool. Well, we'll be back next week. In addition to all the other programming you just heard about, we will be back next week with a new episode of T-Max where we shall see the exciting conclusion of the Sugar Smash Cherry Tea
Smash-a-lash.
Brawl.
Cherry tea.
So, everyone, be cool to each other. Don't be dicks. And we'll see you soon.
Wear a
Wash
mask
your
on
hands.
your face.
Don't touch
Yes.
your butt.